while you sleep, I'm gone.
What's good, what's good, what's good, family? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trappin, man. Welcome to another episode of Trappin Tuesday, man. Listen, man, we got an amazing show for y'all tonight, man. But listen, before we get into the show, I must first say, from myself and my team, thank you. We appreciate you for letting us come into your home each and every week for not 1 hour, not 2 hours, but 3 hours. After you've had a long day of being in the market, of working your job, of just living, of the day-to-day, right? You take time to give us 3 hours, man. And for that, man, we are so thankful. And just know that without you, there is no Trappin Tuesdays. Without you, there is no Wall Street Looks Like Us Now. Without you, we truly do not have a purpose. So I want to fully thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping us get to episode 144, y'all. Episode 144, y'all. We started this with one episode with 800 people in 2022 in the studio. But I personally started this 2019 in my great aunt's living room with a cell phone and a backdrop. I want you to understand that. I started Trappin Tuesdays 2019 with a cell phone and a backdrop in my great aunt's living room. So I want you to understand that under no shape, form, or circumstance can you doubt small beginnings. Keep the vision in mind and let go of the emotion. Keep the purpose at the forefront and not the pain that you must endure. I want you to understand that when you stay dedicated to the journey, you unlock something that is so special. You cross-pollinate purpose and execution. I want you to understand that you have something so powerful in you. Not only must you keep going, but you must persevere and you must endure. Like James 1, 2, and 4 says, you must consider it pure joy. Because you never know what the journey will unfold if you stay consistent, if you adjust, and you surround yourself with people that their purpose is to help you serve more people. And so for that, I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all. Episode 144, y'all. Man, I want to start off tonight, Jose. I just have a thought that I would like to impose on the people before we start. And it is, before we can master the market, before we can master the charts, before we can master dividend investing, before we can master buy and hold, before we can master value investing, before we can master anything that comes to this game, we must first master the art of controlling our emotions. I get it. Right? We come from, a lot of us, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of us come from poor and poverty and middle class, right? And we have this relationship with money that isn't the best. We kind of know how to use it, but we don't know when to use it. Okay. I like where we're going with that. Okay, there's people that know what to do with money, and then there's people that understand how money is used. Okay, let me reframe that a little bit better. There's people that know how to use money, and there's people that understand how money is used. There we go. That's better. That's better. So there's people, most of us grow up understanding how to use money. There is an exchange that has to take place, right? But then there's a small group of people that truly understand how this money is supposed to be used. Okay? There's a group of us that say, if I work this amount of hours, I'm supposed to get paid this amount of money. And then there's another group of people that says, if I have this amount of money in liquid, I can borrow against this money without putting up any of my money, and then the money that I can use can make me more money. There's a group of people that understand, if I work this much overtime, I get this much money because I'm gonna get taxed this much. And then there's a group of people that understands, if I have a credit rating of this much, I can borrow this much, and I can use that to leverage this much, and that will generate this much, and then they can only tax me on the capital gains and not the whole dollar amount. Okay? So there's a group of people that understand how to use money, and then there's another group of people that understand how money is used. There's a group of people that understands, if I put this much in the market, I can get this much in return. And then there's a group of people that understands, if I put something in the market and soon as it turned green, I want to take that. Okay. We must make the transition from being able to use money to comprehending the strategies that teach us how money is used. But wait a minute. Before we can get to understanding how money is intended to be used, we must first break free from the emotional restraints that we have been tied to or anchored to because we only know how to use money. Oh my God. There's some emotional anchoring that is done when you are just taught how to use money. So for us to be successful in the market, we must be able to trade beyond the trigger. In order for us to be successful consistently in the market, we must be able to trade beyond the trigger. But the trigger is tied to the internal programming on how to use money and not how money is used. Okay. So before we can truly master how money is used, we must master the emotion. Because the one thing that will cost you more than any losing trade is an uncontrolled reaction to money that has not been checked. Because an uncontrolled reaction to money that has not been checked will now become a habit, and now we can't trade behind the trigger, because as long as the trigger keeps going off, we are trapped. We are trapped. And so, we must identify what are the emotional reactions to the market. We must identify those. What is it about the market that causes me to be emotional beyond my own grasp? Meaning, watch this. Some people who are really new in the game, who are still being dictated and navigated by their triggers, they say this: see profit, take profit. That is the number one indicator that we have not evolved beyond the trigger. We must be able to play this game beyond what the emotional response is. What is it that we see and not what we feel? What is it that we see that goes beyond what we feel? Because what we feel is the trigger that has been trapping us for generations. Now, let's dig into that. This is why this we got to dig into that, because there's an emotional connection to losing money that you in your mind do not think is infinite. You actually think the money has a shortage. Because every dollar that you have made up until a certain point has only been the dollar that you have got as a return on your investment to labor. Oh man, I think we going somewhere. Okay? Watch me here. When every dollar you have made has only been a return on your investment to labor, it is almost impossible for you to see a dollar being made without you putting in work. So the idea of making a dollar without putting in work means soon as I see green, I need to take that green, because making green without my labor is unfamiliar territory. Okay, I'm gonna use my cousin right quick. But this the old version of him. When all we did was work power plants, he said, cuz I made $50, I'm gone. The new version of him, oh, they let me make a little 50 today. He's evolved beyond the trigger. Do not feel a certain way because you're at that point. Understand that evolution is a process. But we must first identify the emotional reactions to the market. Because frustration and unchecked emotions will rob you of your financial destiny. Frustration and unchecked emotion will rob you of your financial destiny. Let me make that make a little more sense. I'm gonna go biblical for a second right here. Numbers 20:7-12 says that Moses gave God instruction. And the instruction was, speak to it and water will flow from it. Instead, due to frustration and emotional reaction to the market, Moses not only spiked the rock once, but he did it twice. Why? Because once frustration takes over, once we become emotional, we double down on the frustration. And so while water did flow, the supreme consequence was Moses was not able to proceed to the promised land. Let me make that make sense to us. The consistent frustration now makes us overtrade. I'm frustrated. The market hit me. Spike the trade once. I don't see it, hit it again. It ain't there, hit it again. It ain't there, hit it again. Money is flowing, but opposite of you. It's flowing. You are consistently now making other people. Listen, Moses spiked the rock. Everybody else got to go but him. You keep striking. Trade, trade, trade. Everybody get to go but you. Everybody get to go but you. And so we must not let our emotional reactions to the market crush our destiny. So I want to try to say something for me right quick before we get into the show. I will not strike what I was destined to speak to. I will not strike what I was destined to speak to. How can we listen to the market? We can see the market. We can visualize the market. The market is designed to take you through many emotional roller coasters if you allow it. I'm not even a person to tell you don't have emotion. Why? Because we come from poverty, we come from middle class, we come from working class, so we have this relationship with money that everybody won't understand. But we must trade beyond the trigger. Because as long as we allow the idea of lack to control us, we will never get to profit. We will never get to the promise. We will never get to the place that we were destined to be. The market has an endless supply of profit for those who are bold enough to stay in the game. And I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna be real with you. There are moments where you take profit, but every time you see green, if you take profit, here's why I want you to understand where you get slaughtered at. 5 to 10 small take profits can be wiped out in one red day. So how do you split the Red Sea? How do you split the Red Sea? Knowledge, understanding, and standing in front of the market with authority. Understanding that you are destined to dominate. There is no lack of profit. There is no shortage of green days. There is no shortage of stories being told on the chart. There is no lack of fundamentally great companies. There is no lack of building portfolios that can free you and free your kids and free your wife and free your... There is no lack. The only lack is your ability to control emotional reactions to the market. And the minute you can get that in your mind. So I want you to say something today. Moving forward, I will trade with a renewed mind. I will trade with a renewed mind. I am capable of operating this machine. We're not just competing with big banks. We're not just competing with the solo professionals. We're competing with just financial trauma. But most importantly, man, we competing with the old version of ourselves. We competing with the version of ourselves that didn't think it was possible. Every day, that's the biggest battle. There's a version of you that know it's possible, and there's a version of you that keep doubting the game. And the version of you that keep doubting the game is the version of you that keep making you make emotional reactions to the market. Because the version of you know it's possible. There's a version of you that understands that you will be the last one to get it out the mud and everybody else gonna get it out the market. There's a version of you that knows that for every contract you make, you freeing somebody. There's a version of you that understands every time you execute, every time you recognize a pattern, every time you see that cup and handle, every time you see that double top, every time you see that descending, every time you see that wedge, every time you see that channel, every time you see that bull flag, every time you see them dividends, there's a version of you that understands the market is where your freedom is. There's a version of you that understands that all your reparations are gonna come out of the market. But then there's a version of you that does not understand the power because it is limited by the version of you that has been programmed. So the battle is not between bulls and bears. The battle is between your doubt and your confidence. The battle is between your potential and the pain that you keep living in of what you come through. The battle is between you knowing that you are worthy of it and the battle between the party that don't feel like you deserve it. The battle between you want to free everybody and the battle between why me. The battle between I'm going to sit in front of these charts until I get them, I'm going to read these financial statements until I get them, and the battle between I just don't understand it, I'm not really good at math. That's the battle. The battle ain't between the bulls and the bears. The battle is between the version of you that know you can do it, the version of you that know you worthy of it, and the version of you that keep doubting it. And so today we're gonna focus on the emotional reaction to the market. It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trapper, man. Episode 144, man. Let's get into it, Jose. Let's get into it, Jose. Let's get into it, Jose.
Look, here's the crazy part, right? You got people in the chat praying. You know
What?
I'm saying? People in here praying.
Praying about what?
Just, it's just the sermon that you
Wait. Why you got them glasses on?
Look, first off, I ain't want to put them on during, you know what I'm saying, as far as the sermon.
Bro,
I would have messed you up.
Bro, why Jose got the glasses on, bro? What are you doing?
It's a light behind you.
LB Shore? What are you
Listen,
got going on?
there's a light behind you that it gave me a headache last Trapper Tuesday. This one, I was like, hey, I need to put these things on. You know what I'm saying?
That's blue blockers?
I don't know how you do.
That's blue blockers?
Blue blockers, I don't know what that is.
You know what blue blockers is?
Nah. What that from down bottom?
That man don't know what blue blockers.
Nah, they Ray-Bans.
That man don't know what blue blockers.
What's a blue blocker? Chat, help me out. What's the blue blocker?
It's old sunglasses back in the day. Dude made a couple million off that.
See,
Blue blockers.
I ain't know. I wasn't in that.
What you mean? It was on everybody TV.
I'm just saying, I wasn't, I ain't had it.
My bad, you from PG
County.
County. My bad.
You know what I'm saying?
My bad. Y'all had cable.
We did. With the A side and the B side, the box.
No, yeah, we was
don't know
still in
about
cable. We was still in cable before we had fire with the fire sticks. We still in cable before fire sticks, dog.
How y'all still cable? You stole it from the next door neighbor?
I'ma holler at you. I'ma holler at you.
So here's the crazy part. George think he be going on me. I don't know. I'm trying to learn.
I'ma holler at you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to learn.
I'ma holler at you. Let's shout out our people, man. Shout out to Trey Patterson, Angel, Alex, L.E., Sir James, Cheesy Bread, what's good, family? AEW, Robert Dockery, what's good? Jason Macklin, what's good? Frank James, what's good? Jack K, what's good? Double R, what's good, family? Double R say flush Jose already. Paul Bricks was good, family. Corey King was good. Dollar Bill was good. KJ was good. Carolina Blue was good. Larry Morgan was good. Man, where Tori been at?
We got prayers up as far for Tori and her family. Y'all been checking.
Prayers up for Tori.
Sure.
Man, let's put some prayers up for Queen Tori and her family. Man, the chat ain't the same without her, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I check in, but yeah.
Yeah, let's check, man. Let's check in, man. Let her know I say. Yeah, let's check in, man, with the Queen, man.
Yep.
First generation millionaire, what's up? T-Mac, what's good, brother? I hope you're doing better, man. T-Mac hit me up in a Patreon. He said, hey, bro, I needed to fall back for a couple of days. You know, had a lot going on. So Welcome back, T-Mac. Antonio was good, man. Lee J was good. Tamara Buchanan was good. B Ward, I see you, family. Mark B was good. I see you, family. Hold up. Got a phone call. Hello? Hey, thank you. What's up, baby? I know, I miss you. You ordered some you ordered some Roblox yesterday, huh? That was some Roblox? I bought it yesterday for you. 40 Roblox for now. I know you got 99 cents from me. All right. I love you, babe.
The payment cleared. The payment cleared. Let's go. Let's go. Mm-hmm. There it is. She said, and I'm gonna call during the show, because she knows it's her show. It's hers. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Stan.
Oh, you getting ready for your show? I was just about to watch it.
You gonna watch it?
Yeah. Oh, it's in like 30 minutes.
It's on now.
It's in like 30 minutes.
It's on right now.
It is?
Yep. I'm on the show. You on the camera.
So you doing the show right now?
I'm doing the show right now. Look. Look, all the people watching. All right, so let me finish the show, okay? Let me finish the show, all right?
Okay.
I love you, heard me?
Love you too.
You gonna watch it?
Mm-hmm. Wait, I gotta ask you a question.
All right, ask me a question. Oh, Lord. Soon, you hear me? I love you, yeah? Always. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Always know that. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And you wonder why I got the glasses on. You know what I'm saying? About to say, where his at? Mm-hmm.
Nah, bro. Y'all don't even.
I say wipe your forehead too. Get that forehead. Get that forehead.
It's been a lot, dog.
Yeah.
It's been a lot, dog. Been a lot, dog.
You want to run a commercial?
Nah,
You
man.
good? I'm just making sure, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, God. I apologize.
Nah,
I
no.
apologize, bro.
You know ain't no apology here. And shout out to all the warm hugs coming from the chat. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah. All right, man. So, what we got, man?
I have no idea. hey, look, that one thing I say, man, that's a beautiful thing. Most people don't get to see that from fathers, from men in general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to be able to see that, you know, say, oh, we know this dude, whatever. We gotta always be stand up. We always gotta be strong. We gotta hold up our family. And we don't get to see even that side.
Yeah.
You know, me and you talk about it. You know, say I talk about it with other guys, but to see it live in full effect, you know what I'm saying? That's a real deal, bro. That's real. So I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Let's get into the show, man. I appreciate everybody. Hell, you got on a green like me, you hear me? Setting, baby.
Matching.
All right, so, yeah, man, just, you know, man, my daughter just, man, y'all don't know what that did to me, man. Y'all don't know what that did to me, bro.
So good, man. So good.
Yeah, man.
So good.
All right, let's get into it, man. We got a dope show ahead. I appreciate y'all for that, man. So let me finish shouting my people out, bro. Miss B, what's good, man? Nettie, what's good, Nettie? What's happening? Z, what's good? Lou, what's good? Supreme, was good? Sir James, was good? Rams, man, what's happening, family? Let's go. Dolls. Man, Dolls, you still in Trappers Anonymous, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute, man.
Why you call them out?
I mean, because it's certain people who I'm used to, like,
to see it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know. All right,
Like,
man, we got a dope...
like, I ain't seen you at church in a month of Sundays. Where you been?
Yeah. You all right over there?
Where you been?
You all right over there?
Like, that's
Let's
crazy.
go, man.
Like, Pat,
all right, so, man, we got a dope show for us this week. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to try to talk about a lot in this little 3-hour slot. It's crazy how fast the 3 hours be going, bro.
They do. We trying to run through it and be like,
Still don't be, at first you'd be like, bro, that was 3 hours. Now I'd be like, hey, shit. You know what I'm
You've been
saying?
shortening the intro because we still only at 39 minutes right
The reason I've been showing the intro because we've been having so much content.
Yeah.
And we still don't be finishing the content. So
Right.
I'm like, you're not going to ever tell me stop being a long intro.
No.
So I got to cut the intro down to
Hey, look,
15.
that's content. You know what I'm saying? COE. I'm like, ooh,
So,
keep going.
man, I'm excited. We excited.
Ooh, yes.
We got the LEDs up.
Mm-hmm. They huge.
And listen, you don't see they bigger.
Bruh, I told Dave the same thing.
No, so what he was saying was, in total, it's bigger than the other screen. It is bigger than the other screen we had in the other spot. That's 16, so it's 16 here by 9, right? Do we really know what 9 feet is?
3 feet taller than us.
So we got the
them up.
we got the screens on the wall, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Me and Jose was in here yesterday, like.
Right. He
So
turned it on.
you ain't see him though, but I saw him today with both of them up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, I got here late. I was like, oh.
Yeah, so we saw both of them up. Dave gonna come tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we putting the cube up.
The cube going up first?
The cube. So the cube going up right here. We're gonna put the braces up for the cube.
Mm-hmm.
The cube gonna hang. And then L, what we look like with this roof situation, fam? I mean, just we making progress. We got the account set up to put the stuff in the escrow.
We making progress.
Yep. And we gotta put Terica told me to put her in the loop. She said put her in the loop. She said ain't no way.
They're inspecting the building next door.
What they gonna expect that for? Oh, to get. All right, that's cool. But we gotta. So Terica told me to plug her in with the lawyer. Yeah. So she know the roofing questions. She like stop playing with my brother. He did. So
Nicole asking, what's the cube?
So the cube is. So you ever went to like a basketball game and you saw the two cubes hanging? They got the score. It's all the way around. Well, we getting that. We already got that. We just gonna plug it up. You feel me? So you go to So you go to the basketball. You go to the basketball court games, and they got them on both ends.
Yeah.
Or they may have one in the middle, one big one in the middle. Well, that's what we gonna have right here. So we got the 16 by 9, 16 by 9 on the sides, 40 by 12 and a half in the middle, with the cube hanging right there. And the sound, so me and Dave went through the sound and the lighting. Yeah. Like, so Dave asked me a question. He said, Trap, when somebody comes in the Freedom Center, what is the experience that you want them to have? And I said, real talk, I want them to feel like they're going to a concert. Yeah. I've never went to a concert where I was like, that sound ain't hitting.
Right.
Them visuals ain't. But I've been to like conferences where I've been like, man,
what?
Could have been
Yeah. Yep.
So I said, I want them to feel like they're going to a concert, Dave. I said, I want when you walk in here, I want you to be like immersed. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be like, whoa, it's everywhere.
Audibly.
It's everywhere. I say from a sound perspective, I want them to be like, oh, this big. From speakers, from what they see, what they hear, what they feel, everything. So he was like, say less. So we walked through the sound package that we have. And then we walked through how to improve that package. I say, Dave, the most money I plan on spending is on this sound. So we come in, he's like, all right, let's talk about it, Trap. So he showed me what they have. He showed me the sound that's gonna hang from so we're gonna have the stack speakers that hang. So we going 1, 2, 4 stack speakers in the front, 2 stack speakers on the back.
You know what the only thing we missing?
What?
I ain't trying to get flushed for this joint.
What?
You know how when you walk into a hotel, a luxury joint, and it smells?
Well, that's up there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's we good with it.
The Freedom Center
Nah,
smell.
we good.
Like
we got that. I ain't mad at that.
Own scent.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. But from that sound, I think he said 6 stacks all together. 4 here, 2 in the back for the stack. We doing the dolly. That slides. He said he want to put the dolly in the back from the visuals so it catch everything. We doing the ones on the stage. He said I don't want to crowd the stage up, so we gonna put certain things on the stage. We doing we going crazy. We going crazy. Like I want people to, even if it's not my event. So it's another thing he was like, well, what happens if somebody rent the space out? I said, oh, that's even better. I say this is one of them spaces where when you come in here and rent a space, you're not coming here like you go nowhere else. Like there's guidelines that you gotta meet when you come here. Like, hey, any content you have, it has to be in by this date. Because we gotta do it.
Yeah, not no last minute.
Yeah, you can't come put slides here. Nope, we can't put that because we gotta have, because our screen's so big. And it's not just about you, it's about the experience we want the people to have when they come here. So if your slides ain't in by this day, if your speaker lineup, everything gotta, we gonna have a whole format on what somebody have to follow through to come here. You know what I'm saying? Here's what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So, but because I told Dave, it's not just about somebody hosting the event here. It's about we're making sure the people you are catering to get the Freedom Center experience.
And when somebody come to your house, you gotta make sure that thing
You feel
laid
me?
out.
Like when you come here, it's like, yo, where you got that event at? Oh, I gotta go back. Like you get the Freedom Center, I don't care who you is, you get the Freedom Center experience, whether it's, because when you do something, we gotta bring on staff. We got greeters that's gonna greet your people here. We got, that's gonna have Freedom Center stuff on. They come in aid. We got people that's gonna park your people. We got security. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got that. So you get that Freedom Center experience, bro, when you come here. So yeah, man, that's what we on. Bruh, that's my seed. I'm coming into the Antonio, I appreciate you, family. I appreciate you, family. So yeah, man, that was it. We working on a carpet. We went did the Cam wasn't here. Not because he wasn't here, because he had a time to come, but the guys came earlier for the soundproof for the podcast room. He came for the soundproof on that. So that's pushing something back because he want to move that door over so we can soundproof.
Yeah.
Because the doors are back to back and you don't want people.
Oh, he want to move it over.
So because of what a door is, he's like, yo, if you want us to soundproof it, we only got to soundproof one side. We don't have to soundproof both sides. You soundproof one side. He's like, but if we soundproof it, it's really we just building a wall. He said we just building a wall out and then we putting the stuff in, securing the wall. He said, so
that makes sense.
The door right here, we need to move this door to the middle so that not only can we put the soundproof, but then the people who building the set for the podcast room, I was like, okay.
Smart.
Okay.
You're smart.
Okay. Okay. I move the door there.
Move the door.
Move the door.
Move the door already.
Remember the little sheetrock?
Yeah.
Remember the little sheetrock? So we're good on that. And then Dave and them gonna finish upstairs in the webinar room, which can hold about 30 people. 30 to 40 people. That's gonna get a 28. That's gonna get a 28-foot by 9 curve. So you could do a webinar, you could do a master class, you could do a mastermind, you could do a corporate event. Come on, we turning up, bro.
Baby shower.
Baby. I ain't going for no baby shower.
Gender reveal.
Nah. But yeah, we definitely gonna have a top tier experience here. So yeah, man, we building out. Yeah, so I'm excited about that, bro. Excited about it. All right, man, let's get to the show, man. Mantra? Yo, let's get to the mantra, man. I appreciate y'all, man. No, Natty, what you say? No, we know what you meant. Yep, nah, we good, yo. We feel you on that, Tony. All right, let's get it, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I'm more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me to that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last names into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will a generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. And Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, man. Hey, man, I just want to take a second, too, bro, and tell my girl thank you, you heard me? I appreciate you, baby.
Yep.
Like, I know, that meant a lot to me, you heard me? So you know what that meant to me, too, so, I appreciate you for that, babe. Yeah. Love you for that, babe. Love you for that. All right, man, let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about, Jose.
I ain't want to follow it up, but I appreciate it for that vegan paradise salad. She clapped for that one. That vegan paradise house, she had a nice little decorative bowl.
Listen, so so she about to get mad at this though. Let's thought about how that originated. I get a phone call that my house on fire.
Wait, what?
But it wasn't really on fire. She was cooking the vegan stuff.
Wait.
And it wasn't.
It smoked out?
It smoked out for a little bit. She like, babe!
Off a salad. Oh, man.
Oh, Bishop TC, I appreciate you, brother. I said, babe, just turn the fire down. Just open the door. It's gonna be all right. She's like, babe, what to do?
Yeah, open the window.
But I told her, like, I'm not a vegan. Right? Nothing against vegans. Put shrimp in my salad. Put salmon in my salad. All right? She was like, well, I ain't making that no more. I said, no. I need you to understand. I appreciate it, but I am not vegan. I don't need chicken.
Chick apostrophe.
Yeah,
in.
with the apostrophe in. I don't need that. Right? I don't need with all the other stuff they be having. With the fixing of the. I'm not that. I'm not that. Right? If you're gonna plant-based me, just give me salad. The salad is good. That's plant-based.
Right,
it's salad. It's plants.
Salad.
It's plants.
Yeah.
Like you don't gotta give me chicken.
That joint was fine though. I ain't gonna.
Jose, of course you like it. Cause you confused.
Nah, I don't know how to cook, so I appreciate every little thing.
You trans vegan sometime. You
trying to go
got all kind of stuff going on. He like, boy, this thing good, right? What that was? That's what he said.
I did say, put that in right
That's
there.
what he say. Well, I said, Jose, you eating that? Oh, man, that's good right now. Hey, what that was? I said, Oscar the Grouch, you hear me? I said, nah, my girl made it. And then what I told her, I said, man, it's good. It's good, man, but I'm not vegan. So you don't gotta fix vegan dishes for me that got like vegan mushroom steaks. You don't gotta fix that for me. I don't need a cauliflower steak.
Hey, that joint fire though with the gravy?
I don't need a cauliflower steak. Yeah, it's a cauliflower steak.
They was going.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
No, they go all in. I'm like, yo, I don't need that.
Bro, the cauliflower stalk is like the bone.
Yeah, I don't need cauliflower steak.
That-
And I'm not mad at nobody that get it, but I'm not vegan, so I don't need it.
You say that ain't me.
Yeah, I don't even eat red meat.
Right.
I'm good. So now if you try to come give me like mushroom smothered stew, I'm like, babe, I don't eat that. I don't want that. I don't want mushroom that's supposed to be turkey. I don't want it. All right, give me the turkey. You feel me?
Somebody said a what steak?
Yeah. I don't need mushroom smothered turkey stew. I don't need it. Give me turkey stew. If that's what we doing, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't need it. I don't need it. So she made good. And the salad was really good. Like the salad was really good. She got this cooler dressing she be making.
Oh, she made it?
Bro,
You
she
made
be
the
making
dressing?
she be making a dressing. Bro, it'd be fire. It'd be olive oil and it'd be good. But that's why I don't need that. I'm like,
I thought that was new.
no, she be making it up. So she making sure we eat right over there. You hear me? I like it, bro. I'm gonna tell you something too, Sober. Damn, bro, it's a stock show, but we be getting all kind of other stuff. Look at Ashley. Jose eat almost anything. That's my little garbage disposal. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I said, Jose, what that? Oh, man, that was good. What that was? But it was good, though. Let me tell you something that warmed my heart today, bro. It's warmed my heart today. Man. I woke up this morning, and so my I don't want to say this to sound like I'm my other vehicle. So we've been driving an Escalade lately. Like that's my thing. So my other vehicle had been in a garage, and it's been there for like months, right? Because we had the dumpster in the way because they was renovating the crib. So yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Today it really happened. Me and her got up to go, cause we got up this morning. We going to work out. She going to Helani at the loft. Cause I said, babe, go get with Helani. Don't work out with me. Go work out with Helani. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can rock out. So she goes work out, bro. And this is the dopest thing to me this morning, dog. Like, we both got up. We both got ready. And we walked out the door. she got in the Escalade, I got in the other truck to go. And bro, that was just the dopest shit to me. I don't know why.
I'm about to say I got jokes, but
I don't know why. It was just like, it was dope.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you need your time.
I went, no. It wasn't even about us splitting up. It was the idea of like, both of us getting up, we about to go work out. She went to her gym, I went to where I had to work out at. It was something about us like pulling out the driveway.
Then you reconverge later.
Yeah, like it was just a dope, like, I was like, damn, like,
Yeah.
it's dope. You know what I'm saying? I came home. She was like, you home? I'm home. She like, all right. I waited till she got home. I knew she was gonna try to make, she was like, I gotta make some lunch for you before. I was like, all right, bet. And so I really sat in here all day, like I'm not gonna eat until she bring the lunch. Because I didn't want her to come here with some food and I'd be like, oh, I ate already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a dope little, I was like, damn, bro, I like that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's get to the market.
This grown man thing looking good on you.
That's something. I feel like something happening here. Something happening here. Something happening here.
I like it.
Something happening here. All right, let's get to the market, man. I know we got a lot to talk about. That probably ain't had no business being in the show. Jose, let me tell you this too, though. In that clip, do not, I'm about to tell you now, do not have the summary clip of the show with me crying.
No, of course not. I wouldn't do that. That's for those who was here live.
Yeah, because he'd be like,
I'm gonna cut it out the audio too. Maybe.
my dog. All right, let's get to it, man. All right, so we had a come on, graphics. Heat check. All right, so we had all three markets down today, but not bad, right? Not bad. And I remember in the Patreon this Friday. The Patreon Friday came, and it was a crazy thing because one of the guys on the Patreon, Long Lee, he been in there for a minute. And I want to say this for a second, man. We got some trappers that really been in the Patreon. So first of all, we got some trappers that been in Trap Anonymous since 2020. Shout out to y'all. We got some people that been in the Patreon for a year or two. Shout out to y'all. I just want to give y'all salutes, man, because we done went through some experiences. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Meech. What's good, family? I see you. We done been some experiences, man, and we still locked in, man. So I like that, bro. I like that commitment to being able to navigate, because most people can be like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you just be committed. So I want to shout them out. So Friday, we didn't sell out of positions, but we took profits, meaning we sold half of positions. You know what I'm saying? Like, we took money off the table from a lot, because I think we probably in about 18 plays or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, y'all, check this out. Like, there's a lot going on, and we had a powerful week. Like, last week was a powerful week in the market. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, y'all, let's just take some profit. And then, so we took profit. I said, listen, if you have 30% or more on anything, we taking some profit. Like, I ain't saying exit the position, but if you got 2 or more contracts, let's take some profit. So we took some profit, and I said, that's risk management right there, right? Because I don't feel like, even though the market has been in an uptrend, still nothing has really changed per se, right? Like, we got to deal with what that was, Great Britain, United Kingdom. We got to deal with them, with Britain. But I don't remember nothing else coming to the table. I don't remember nothing else coming to the table. And so we still don't understand what's gonna take place off of a strong weekend like that. So I'm like, hey, y'all, let's just take some profits, right? So we took profits, and then Friday, Moody's, which is a credit rating, a financial company in the market, they downgraded the American debt from AAA to AA1, which is like going from an 850 credit score to an 800, right? But it's big because you're talking about a country's credit worthiness allows us to be able to borrow money, right? So your country got to have a good credit worthiness, right? So we've been having an AAA forever. right? We don't get downgraded too much. I think we got downgraded 2011. I think we got downgraded maybe 2019, 2020, if I'm not mistaken. But we always have a great credit rating. So, and so immediately when that thing happened, we had locked in profit, and then we locked in profit, but the futures went down. So I hit Sean. I said, hey, Sean. So Sean was happy. He was like, yeah, man, we had a good day. I said, hey, we just got downgraded credit. He's like, what that mean? I was like, check the futures. He looked, he said, oh, God, I gotta leave. He was ready to cut the date or whatever. He was ready to cut it short. I said, you good, bro. I said, we just gonna let it, we gonna see what happens this weekend. And so we came into the market yesterday. Market was kind of down. The initial reaction was down behind that. But then the market found a way to eke out a gain on it, right? And then today we come in the market, kind of battled all day, never went positive, but kind of battled all day. I think the NASDAQ got almost down, close to being down 1%, but then it battled back. So what it's telling me right now is that like there's still a lot of buyers in the market, right? But the thing is, I think there's a lot of there's more retail buyers in the market right now than institutional buyers right now. There's more retail buyers, like retail, and the reason why I know there's a lot of retail buyers is because if you look at candle sizes in the market, if you start looking at candle sizes, you don't see a lot of like huge, like green candles or red candles. You really see like gap ups that happen, but you see like modest size candles. So it's like, I feel like the institutions are being hesitant, but they're optimistic at the same time. I'm gonna use this is gonna be a better phrase. They're optimistic with caution. That's a good phrase to use right there. And I think the retail investors, I think we just on some, hey, we all in. We with it. Because some of the data that came out previously was that retail investors have been more bullish than anything right now. Right? Like they was like, your retail investors ain't selling. You know what I'm saying? They stand strong. Right? And so part of that kind of has me, that's why I ain't went in full-fledged bull mode yet. Right? So we are making plays in the Patreon, but we taking profits. Not see green, take green, but like we letting the play build out. You know, and I like to have ranges, so they like, Trap, what kind of range we in? I'm like, we still in that 30 to 50% range. We ain't got to go get 100. Now, a couple plays we've hit 100, but like Spotify's, you know, they've been running. So, but we've been taking like, all right, we 30% up. Hey, let's take some off the table, right? Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want us to get caught off guard thinking that we see the market, oh, we out of this environment, but we not, right? The market is mostly looking at tariffs, but not looking at, nobody's talking about the deficit. Nobody is talking about, like, these rate cuts are next on the table. Earnings have been okay, but people have been downgrading their earnings and taking guidance off the table. You see companies now like Walmart saying, all right, we're going to eat the tariffs. You see people, Donald Trump telling people like Walmart, you better eat the tariffs. You know, you better eat it and not pass it on. And so when you see stuff like that, it makes me say to my people, like, hey, let's not just be blind like we just out of it, like we just in this bull market that's about to go crazy. Let's be optimistic with caution.
So 9 in here asked a question. It's actually one I'm thinking of. It said almost every good company is almost back at their all-time high.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No,
or should we expect the pullback?
No, they're not.
Now?
Hell no. No, they're not. The market overall is close to all, but not good companies.
Not the good companies.
Think about them. Like Meta not almost at an all-time high. Apple not at an all-time high. Like, you see Tesla running, but they was down 54%. They still down, but 30, 40, 20% on the end of the day. Think about it. Like, you see some companies that's run, like, so you look at a company like Palantir. Yeah, right? You look at a company, but like, NVIDIA not at 150, 153. You know what I'm saying? AVGO not there. So you have some companies that'll be what do you call these outliers? But we're nowhere near close to those all-time highs. We're not by them all-time highs. But the market is, because the whole market is maybe 5% from back where it was. But that's because what's happening now is, even though tech is coming back, the market as a whole is kind of like pushing. So that's allowing the market to push up, if that makes sense. Like if you looked at like technology make up so much of the gains, and here's homework for everybody. So far, technology has made up so much of the gains in the market. I remember like last year they had a saying, like if you took the gains from technology out, the market would have only been up 4% to end the year. So like the Mag 7 made up 76% of total market gains over the last few years, right? Whereas now what you're seeing is, you're seeing what they call a broader market increase, which means all sectors are now almost playing their role in the market coming up, right? So you have some technology stocks that's pushing up, but you also have consumer defense that's pushing up. You have communications that's pushing up. You have some healthcare. You have some financials. You got utilities. So everybody is playing a part, which is why the market is going up, not just tech. Remember, like the last couple of years with those 20+% returns, 70 to 80% of the return was tech. You had Apple hitting the all-time highs, Amazon hitting the all-time, Tesla, NVIDIA, they was pushing it. So now you have other companies paying attention, but you definitely don't have, you could go through a list of the, even when you look at, so watch this, I'll just give you an example. Just right quick, I'll give you an example, right? And watch this. Just watch this. So let's just do this. Meta. Year to date, 7%. That's nowhere near all-time high. All-time high for Meta is 740. It's 635 right now, right? Let's go Amazon. Year to date, Amazon, down 8%. It can't be near its all-time high. You know, let's just go somewhere else. But you do have a company like GE, right? That's up 39% year to date. 52-week high, 236. It's at 234. So you have some companies that are just able to endure, but man, I could tell you probably 70% of the S&P 500, 80% of the S&P 500 is nowhere near all-time high. 80% of the QQQ is not near all-time high. You know what I'm saying? So we looking at the market as a whole is close because it's a broadening situation. So that's what we got on that. So yeah, man. So I think that now we are in a better situation than we were in April, but we still got a long way to go. And you got to think about it, bro. Like the market is still adjusting to what bro is doing. You know, like he just put out the big beautiful bill. So that's the next fight that's about to be the tax bill. The extending of the 2017 tax bill that he had that I think expires this year, so that they're trying to re-extend that. And they're saying that's going to cost a whole lot of money. But they saying like in so many ways, and I could be wrong because I don't want to really get into it like that, but they're saying like it'll save the upper echelon of people cash, but it will hurt lower income people. So, like, if you make $20,000 or more a year, which we know in America is a real thing, you're going to get clobbered. But if you're making a few million or more a year, then it works for you. So, but there's always bills that benefit the rich, hurt the poor. So I think again, we're still adjusting to what he has in place. And the market has to digest that. And the market can only digest so many things at a time. Right now, the sole thing is tariffs and the deficit. Those are the biggest two things they got to deal with. And so from there, you start adjusting on other things. So I just think we got a long way to go. And I don't see like a clear runway for us to just go crazy on. So I'm strategically like, all right, y'all, let's take some profit right here. because I would rather the money be in our account. Think about it like this. We're gonna show my NVIDIA play today. When we took profit Friday, I was up 130 grand. I had 120 contracts. I got like 40 contracts, 50 contracts right now. You know what I'm saying? But I was up maybe, I think I forgot how much to play up, but I was like, yo, let me get that. Right? Because now I'm sitting on $500,000 in cash. We finally got under the $1 million mark. I'm like, hey, bet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got to get it all back at once. Let me just strategic, and that's how I want my people to think. Like, I don't necessarily want you to see profit, take profit, because the purpose of being in a play is to let the play out. Right? The purpose of being in the play is to let the play out, but play out to a certain extent. Play out to the fact where you're seeing what the market is doing, because we got to realize this too, Jose, and this is more of a talk to Sean than it is to you, but you listening, and I know Ashley listening, so and all my traders listening. There will be macro trends, micro trends inside of macro trends, meaning inside of a big wave, there are small things that happen, right? And so the goal is not for us to react at the small things, but to see does it still move in the overall big trade. Does that make sense? Like, so if we in an uptrend, of course they may have a couple downtrends that happen in that major uptrend. So not to react to the downtrend that happens in the uptrend, but to step back and say, are we still in the uptrend, right? And if we are, then this may be a take profit moment instead of a sell it all moment. Does that make sense? Right? So that's kind of what I want them to like understand. Like, don't panic. And just everybody, not just my people, but everybody, like, don't just panic on the first red day. Let the market give you confirmation that it has reversed, what am I saying right here? Reverse trends, and then we start playing it a different way. But don't let it, and that's what I was preaching, today, like, hey, don't trip on it, man. Like, it's okay if a down day happens. You've been on a 3-week run. They gonna get a little exhausted. You know what I'm saying? So, and I want everybody listening to be like that. Like, if you can identify the trend that we're in overall, then you also got to zoom in a little bit closer to see, zoom out a little bit further so that you can see the micro trend that's happening inside of the macro trend, right? And you got to kind of look at it two-faced like that, because you don't want to keep letting the little things disrupt you from seeing the bigger vision. And I think as traders, it is important for us to not just identify one thing, but identify how the game is moving in totality. Because if we identify how the game is moving in totality, then we can start setting, okay, I see what's happening right here. Okay, good. I'm gonna hold on right here. Oh, it broke this level. Oh, okay, let me get out of here right quick. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of
that's that emotional intelligence.
That comes back to the emotional reactions to the market. So I didn't emotionally react to the information Friday. I literally told him, I remember I got in the chat and I said, hey, we just had an amazing week. You can't do nothing about what's happening Friday at 5 o'clock. You can't do nothing about it. Enjoy what we just had this week. The market just paid you for the week. Put that in your pocket, and we'll deal with that Sunday night at 6 o'clock. Because that Sunday at 6 o'clock, we're going to see what the futures do. Once we see what the futures do, okay, cool. We only going to look at that for an hour or two so we can see what's going on. We'll handle that Monday morning at 9:30. Yeah, we'll handle that Monday morning at 9:30. Because what'll happen is we'll over-respond, unless you're trading futures. But if you're not trading futures and you're looking at the market, you'll overreact to what's going on in the future. And here's what we know done happened a million times. The future do one thing, and then in the morning when the market open, by 12 o'clock, it's doing something completely different. You feel what I'm saying? So we can't keep over-responding to, oh, man, the future's down. Man, I'm about to go. Now you, in the morning, you done took a put at 9:30. As soon as opening bell come, bing, bing, bing. I'm riding puts. And then the market reverse on you. Now you stuck. Because you done got the put based off a reaction you saw in the futures. So now you anticipating what the market gonna do instead of letting the market tell you what it won't do. And so that's what I want. Like, I want us to, just be mindful of what's going on right now. All right, let's go a little further, man. Heat check up. All right, so heat check, man. Today was a day, Tesla went up. I knew Tesla was gonna go up today because at 10 o'clock this morning, I saw a message that said Elon Musk said he's committing to Tesla for the next 5 years. I said, it's gonna run up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Tesla, as I've owned the company for a long time, I can't trade it. I can't trade it. I gotta step away from it. I just stand back. Some things you gotta just watch it do what it do. You don't gotta be a part of it. Google down, Nvidia down. And I saw something today, this news came out, I said Nvidia, the market. I said, bro, the stock been at 134 for 3 days. What y'all talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? So Nvidia, ServiceNow, United Healthcare. So, you know what's crazy about this, bro? Thursday, we put in a put on United Healthcare. Did I tell you about that, Sean? So we put in a put in United Healthcare, bro. I had zoomed out a little bit, and when I zoomed out, we saw that the low on it from 2020 was like 250. Right? So I put a put in Thursday. We played the put all the way down to 253 and I told my team, I told this crew, I said, hey, we're gonna get out at 260. But we stayed in it. We watched it go to 253. Once it got to 253, we got out. It got to 251. Crazy part was, I was talking to my guy, and he said, say, bruh, he said, you know that's a 2020 low, right? 2022 low, right? I said, yeah. He said, boy, that thing gonna bounce. He said, he told me something real funny. He said, if it fall past that, it's going to hell. I said, what? He said, hey, bro, he said, if it fall past, he said, boy, you was swift. He said, you got out there at 253, that was good. He said, if it go past 250, it's going to hell. He said, because that's the low from 2-3 years ago. And so when he told me that, he just made me, like, it be little things that make you pay attention even more. So I went back to the United Healthcare chart. I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, so I start setting zones on it. Now, I think the one thing I gotta overcome, Sean, as I dig deeper and deeper into the charts is one of my golden rules was never trade a company I would not own. It's just a golden rule I have. Never trade a company I would not own. But it's crazy when you start looking at the chart and you start, like, I know where this is about to go at. So I looked at it.
So where you land with that then?
I'm still fighting that battle.
Okay.
But what I will say is, I put the United Healthcare chart in the group last night, charted it out, put it in a group last night, and if we just paid attention to what it said, what I wrote on that, you could have got it today. You could have got it today, and I set like points on it, and like where it's gonna roll, they got a gap, it got to fill at a certain area, they got a gap, it got to fill, but you gotta think that thing has room, and it hit rock bottom. And so that's my biggest battle right here is, especially when you see it. And like I'm looking at it, and I'm not gonna lie, I looked at it today and I was like, ooh, it's gonna go right here. Sean, I was like, ooh, it's about to go right here. Oh, it's about to go right there. And I just saw it like, boop, boop. I said, ooh. So I'm just so I'm just, it's a rule I've always been on. Like, I do not trade companies I would not own. But because I looked at this company the way I did and I charted this company out and I was like, yep, it can hit this. Here's where the gap is at right here. Boom, boom, boom. I was just like, wow, that's money on the table. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's some money on the table right there, boy. What you got to say, Sean?
I was going to say the reason you had that rule is because you wanted to be confident in really good companies. So you only buy them because you understand it. So because your confidence is only in the fundamental of the company, that's why you did it. But now you understand the fundamentals now of the market and buying and selling behavior. So you saw, okay, it sold off.
Yeah.
It could reverse off of that.
For sure.
You were confident in that, but you never tested it.
Yeah.
So that's confidence that hasn't been tested. Confidence in
that's
companies.
Good. That's confident. Ooh, that's good, Sean. Come on, boy. You been around here for a minute, boy. Boy, so that's confidence that ain't been tested. Woo! Hey! That's good, that, Sean. God damn. That's good, boy. And I watched it. I watched the whole play today. So I was like, damn, that went right in my zone. I put another thing up in there today. Was I put 2 charts in a group last night. The other one was Goldman Sachs, which is a company that I enjoy trading. And when I say it's doing the same thing, like it fell, and I'm like, yup, it's doing exactly. I'm like, here's where I might get in at, and I was just like, So anyway, it's having a good time with that. Let's go a little further, man. All right, so put call ratio again at 0.77, 4.6 call, 3.5 puts, 8 million option plays in the game today. Not bad. Let's go a little further. This one's gonna be interesting. We toned down a bit. We was at 77 last week. Toned down a bit to 69. I think the market. I'm gonna tell you something, Sean. I'm not mad at it. You know, I always said this. I like the market in a couple ranges. I do not like the market in 75 to 100 range. Because that means we are being too greedy. But I also do not like the market in 4. At a 4. Right? I don't like the market at 4. But anywhere between like 30 and 69 or 70, I love it there. I love it there. Anywhere between 30, because I like when there's a little, because when it's in fear, I know there's some sweet deals for me right there. I can go back and find where those lows, I can go look left so I can move right. You feel me?
Right.
But when it's in that 75 to 100 range,
it's a little overextended.
Yeah, it's overextended. And I don't want to be, my Spotify play, I had to take off the table. I said, you're too overextended, bro. You got to at least come back down so I can get some more data on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get some more data on you, man. All right, let's go a little further, man. Somebody said Fibonacci trap. Hey, I've been on a fib. I'm not going to lie. Say it, listen to me. First thing I do when I get on a chart, anchor myself. Where am I at right now? Swing high, where is it at? Swing low, where is it at? Where are we coming from? Supply zone, I mark one out. Demand zone, mark one out. Next step, fib. Next step, fib. That's every time. I'm gonna get on the chart. I'm gonna go weekly. So I'm gonna give y'all some game. I'm gonna give y'all some trap game right quick. And again, I'm not trying to act like I'm not like a.
Look, all the charters been in the comments like crazy.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. Watch this. The people who chart and hear what I'm saying, they know, oh, he been in the lab. Mm-hmm. Cause I'm on point. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like, man, they you know what I'm saying? Like, you know when somebody about to say something that's real dope. You know when somebody's trying to fake it to make it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about this game is, especially with this, it's hard to fake somebody. So watch this. I remember, I know this is going to wind up on his page. So I remember the dude, Black Robin Hood, right? I remember he posted me a couple of times. But his only gripe with me was, and I appreciate, and I'll be real with you, I appreciate this. Nobody could ever say that Trap is a scammer.
Right.
And that part about the game is you gotta appreciate that.
You know, I'll be
Now,
searching.
what he will say is, man, nigga be on them highest contracts. And so, for me, what it is, you know, you just want to keep adding. You want to keep adding to your repertoire. But the one thing you can't fake about this game is results, which we've all been transparent. Never paper money, never paper trade. I've always been real money. I've always been real losses. And the second thing about this game, you can't fake if you know charting or not.
Right. And they've seen the growth and trajectory.
Because if you get on a chart and start pointing out a bunch of bullshit, they're gonna call you out.
Yeah.
Man, that nigga don't know what he talking about.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I love about this game. I love about this game is, from my perspective, you can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? Like, either you doing it or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't doing it, the one thing I've learned is, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, they gonna attack you because they got people that do this in real time, in real life, every day, all day. And you
a celebrity.
So you better be up there. And the crazy part about this game is, like, it ain't even much about you losing some money. Like, cause everybody that play the game know you're gonna lose some money. It's how you losing the money. It's how you losing the money. Meaning, did you lose the money because maybe you was overextended? All right. Did you lose the money because you got caught up with something happening in the market? Or did you lose your money because you ain't know what the hell you was doing?
It's like the streets.
And if you don't know what the hell you doing, it's gonna show. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's gonna show. And so the one thing I've always did was been like, hey bro, like, we wide open. We wide open. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the people who in the chat that chart, they're like, oh, that ain't, he lying. So here's some game that I think that everybody should do when you looking at a chart. And I like to tell it because it's how we move. And here's the thing, everybody, you know, I feel like this. If you're gonna go to a chart, here's what you do. If you look at the monthly first, but you only look at the monthly, the first 2 weeks of the month and the last 2 weeks of the month. Here's why I'm about to tell you that, Sean. Every week that you look at the monthly chart, the candle gonna be in a different direction. Watch what I'm about to say. The first week of the chart gonna be the beginning of the candle. The second week of the chart is the next version of the candle. The third week of the chart, the third week of the chart, the third week of the month is another version of the candle. The last week of the chart gives the candle a whole body. Meaning, think about the monthly chart. This is my idea of it. The monthly chart is you forming a baby. And every week of the month gives the baby more definition. And so if you're looking at the monthly chart every day, you won't get the data you need from it. So it's not gonna really help you. So you gotta go to the weekly and the daily. But if you look at the monthly chart, either the second week and the fourth week or the first, second, third, and fourth week, that'll tell you how the baby is forming. Does that make sense? Huh?
I said that was a good analogy.
Yeah. So you look at it as a baby that takes a month to form, right? And excuse my women for me using this because I'm not trying to be like, you know what I'm saying? But I just think about it as that monthly chart is the formation of a baby. And that baby takes 4 weeks to grow, right? And so if you looked at the baby at the end of every week, you can see the formation of the candle, right? And so if the first week the candle starts off green by that Friday, you say, okay. And if the second week it gets smaller, turns into a doji, or pushes red, then you know, okay, this month on this chart, the sellers have taken over. And then you come into the third week, hold on, oh, now I can't stay long with this thing. Hey, Stank. What's wrong, babe? And put it over your shoulder, okay? Just wrap it up. I can't see it, but I don't think it's broke. It may be sprung. It may be sprung. All right? You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
It just really hurt.
I know it hurt. That's what a broken arm do. Well, that's what a sprung arm do. You're gonna be all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Okay? Let me know what's going on. Don't.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
All right. You gonna send me a picture?
Yes.
All right. My baby, man. She done fell. She done fell and hurt her arm. My baby, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all. Listen, I be in daddy duty. You heard me?
Happened when we got a live show, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I can't say it's pre-recorded.
It ain't pre-recorded. It ain't pre-recorded. You know, my baby done sprung up. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If she was in Atlanta and that happened, show over.
Oh, yeah. I already know.
I just
I
want
was
y'all
about
to
to run
know.
a commercial. I was like, all right, what we about to do?
I just want y'all to know.
I was in panic mode. Like, all right, what we doing?
I just want y'all to know. If she was in New Orleans, if she was in Atlanta,
we'll give you something tomorrow or whatever, but yep. So
show over.
hour and 30 minutes.
That's it.
Like back in the day.
It's a Trappin' Wednesday.
Trapping Wednesday is crazy.
Trappin' Wednesday. Re-up Wednesday. Something.
Hey.
Re-up Wednesday. Because it definitely would have been Trappin' Tuesday over. No outro, no nothing. What does it say on Def Comedy Jam? All right, y'all. Love y'all. Good night.
Good night. Right. Good night. God bless.
So wrap it up.
Dirt cheap.
Anyway, so I want you to think about your I want you to think about, that's how I look at it. I'm not saying everybody gotta do it, but that's how I look at it. I look at it as, so initially I look at the monthly kind of like on like every other week so I can see what's the formation of it. But I'm going weekly, daily, right? And then I'm starting at those time frames, 4 hour. That gives me clarity. I want to zoom in a little more. I go to 1 hour. But then when I get on a chart, it's current price, where my swing high, where my swing low. Market structure, what trend are we in? Can I identify that? Can I find my supply, my demand zone? Fib. That's it. That's my sauce. I just gave it to you. That's my sauce. Every play. Every play. And what the Patreon people can say is, like, we really been on point since we've been rocking out. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I think everybody have to learn is, what is your system? Like, what is your system to getting in the market? What is your, are you just getting in the market and you're all over the place? What's your system? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that sometimes some people overcomplicate it. Like, I personally think you only need a couple things to look at on your screen. I think if you got a whole bunch of stuff, like, I can't even see that. So I just keep my screen kind of clean as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I can really identify what's going on. Yeah. So I think you just, and then we got some other dope ass people in the Patreon too. But I just think if you keep it clean, you keep it simple, really and truly, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I found that because that system has been working for me. Now my really sole purpose is now, like, really, like, being able to identify it at such a high rate. You know what I'm saying? Like, because once you identify the trend, like, I was showing something today, my partner was like, nigga, you violent, nigga. Because I was like, yo, once it break a neck, he was like, break a neck? Nigga, where you get that from? You know what I'm saying? But like, every time it break this, I'm like, bro, this happens. And so I think you can, the more time, I will say this and I'll move on. Yep, that's it. Somebody said market structure, major structure, minor structure, Baker structure. That's it. Market structure, major structure, minor structure, breaker structure. Once you can identify that, once you identify, if you can, I promise you that, bro, you identify that, major structure, minor structure, breaker structure. That's really what I first locked in on. If I can identify the breaker structure, so now I'm looking at where's consolidation at. Boom, once I find consolidation, I know, the market about to power up right here. Something about to happen. It's either gonna accumulate or it's gonna distribute. It's powering up. So while the market is in that consolidation phase, that's what I want to do. I'm not trying to trade while it's in consolidation. That ain't me. I just want to sit back. What you about to do? And then once you break out of the consolidation, I don't got to be the first to catch it. I just need, once you break out of consolidation, what the next two candles about to look like to give me confirmation on what's about to happen. You feel what I'm saying? And for me, so now you start to set rules in place for yourself on how you approach the market. And now what determines your success or failure, what's going to determine, somebody say, bro, started charting yesterday. Yeah, but I made 3.5 million before I did it. Put your numbers next to my numbers. Imagine that. I made 3.5 million in the options market before I even started just using support resistance and moving averages. Made 3.5 million just last year. Made another 1.5 the year before, made 500,000 the year before that. Put your numbers next to my numbers and let's see what's popping. That's all. That's all. You've been charting your whole life. I've been charting for 8 weeks and I made more money than you. What that say about you? What that say about me?
Say, bro, I don't know why cats be trying to throw jokes.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. I made 3.5 million yesterday. Made 6 millionaires last year. Stop playing. Stop playing. 6 millionaires. 4 of them still in the Patreon.
And multiple
people made 5 and 6 figures. Stop playing. You've been charting your whole life. So who doing well right, who doing well wrong? That's all. And my numbers, they up here. There's not a week went by where we ain't post our numbers on Trappin' Tuesdays. We didn't duck not 1 week. From 2022, we ain't duck not 1 week. We ain't duck not 1 week. Oh, not to mention, last year we did 1.2 million in one play. We ain't ducked not 1 week. Not to mention last year we did 1.2 million in one play. We ain't ducked not 1 week. Not to mention last year we ain't got 860,000 in 6 weeks to buy a building. We ain't ducked not one play. You've been charting your whole life. I've been doing it for 8 weeks. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. So, you know, we can. And at no point did I ever say I was the best at charting. I'm just saying, hey, here's where we at right now. Here's what we doing. And because I was already familiar with it, I'm just adding more to the, I'm just saying. All right. Anyway.
Let's go on.
I'm just saying. I be liking that, because
I know.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing?
I be taking them out before you see it.
Nah, because my numbers don't, that's the dope part about what we talked about before. Like,
Yeah.
I have never not put the portfolio up there. We have never not put the portfolio up there. What you got, Sean?
I think people confuse passion with pride. Like, you're passionate about the market.
I love the game.
And people just like, oh.
And here's another thing too. I've always looked to do things different than everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's how I even came up with the method. It was like who you heard saying buying options at discount before that. That was the method before. Let's buy the options at the discount price. We play them out 6, 8, 10 months. We lock in. The method. And it's still the method. Because now all I'm doing now is use the same method to get the long plays and then use the charts to make the shorter plays. It's still the method. The method ain't changed. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh yeah, we about to show the portfolio too, you heard? So make sure you don't leave.
Dre said, Trap, gotta get the rolling refitted. It's killing me. I'm going through the same thing. When you lose weight.
Yeah, I lost weight.
That joke be.
I done lost weight. So I gotta get.
I'm going through this.
I done lost weight, bro. I was 213. I didn't realize it was gone.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I done lost weight, man.
Yep.
Goddamn sauna. Damn sauna, man.
Cold plunge. Oh.
Cold plunge, sauna, treadmill. Anyway, let's go, man. Let's get into it, man. All right. So, man, we got to show a recession portfolio, Jose. All right, so here we go, man. I ain't say talk your shit, brother. Y'all know you must be on that type of time, dog. I really be chilling. So let's go, man. The Apple play down. The AVGO play, it was up way more than that, but we done took profits on that, so that's still, look at Costco. Where Katie at? Katie! You know what I'm saying? Where my Costco people at in the chat, man? So we was up big on the Costco play. We fought with Costco too. Like one day Costco was just tripping and then it just jumped out the gate on us. Bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm saying? So Costco been going crazy for us. And the Costco play is based on the old method. Costco play is based on the old method. Look at the date on it. Costco play, like I'm mixing them, you know what I'm saying? Like the Costco play is based on the old method. CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike was good because the CrowdStrike was, man, that one did what it was supposed to do. The Eli Lilly so far is the only play that we charted that really didn't like do right by us so far, but it's early. And the reason why I'm showing y'all, and I just scratched out the numbers, because it actually turned positive yesterday. And then today it just went down the drain a little bit, so we good. Meta play, we done ate off that multiple times off that play, so Meta, we ain't mad at you. Netflix, I took profit on every play on here. So everything on here is half of what it was Friday. Everything. So, let's go a little further. The NVIDIA play, like I said, I was up 123,000 Friday, bro. I said, man, let me get that, man. Y'all tripping. Let me get that. The QQQ play, another play we charted to the perfection. I think I'm gonna sell the Sprouts Farmers Market play. It was used off the old method too. I think I'm gonna sell it simply because, here's something I noticed, Sean. When technology runs, the Sprouts Farmers Market play goes negative.
Interesting.
When technology runs, like when tech, like the last few weeks, when tech get its footing and go crazy, the Sprouts Farmers Market play go negative. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So it goes negative. So I'm thinking I might get out of that play. That first spot play, the September play, is up like 130-something%. That was the first spot play we did. So I done took, honestly, I had 15 contracts, 20 contracts. I think I got 2. Let me get that. Because once I hit 100%, I took profit. And then Friday was up crazy, I took profit. Spotify play, this the new play, is up 27,000. The Spy play we did, we doing really good on that. The Visa play doing good. I took profit on that. It was up like 33%. So I took like profits on that. And then the waste management play, I think that'll work out. So far I put in a group 6 plays that I'm looking at, but I will not get in all 6 because I'm in 18 plays right now, something close to that. So I will not get in all 6. But that's what we got. If you're in the Patreon, let's go. I will say this. Based on what we got now, we are under 1 million. So that's good. We was at 1.5. Matter of fact, I want to send you some, Jose, so they can see it. I don't know if I showed it before. And my goal, real talk, is to just, is to get up out of that. Oh, man, I ain't even see it. Mr. Frank hit me and said, hey, man, don't never apologize. Hey, Mr. Frank, I appreciate you, bro. My guy from the Powder House, man. He said, man, don't ever apologize, bro, for crying, bro. My daughter just, man, one day I'll talk about it, man. But that's been it's just been a battle for me, man. Just, her not being here like I'm used to. Just adjusting to that.
So while you doing that, people was asking, is the new formula gonna be in the course?
Yeah. So the thing about it is, there's nothing, if you already bought the options masterclass, the way that I'm gonna put it in there, you're gonna love it. Mm-hmm. Because what I'm gonna do is I already paid it out. The way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna show you how to use both, because that's what I do. Now we're using both of them. Damn, I had the thing in here. I'll probably get it next week. It was up in here. I know I took a picture of it, but I was down I said I gotta show them this 1.5 million. I'll put it in next week. But down 1.5 million, man. So we under 1 million now. We at like 950. My goal is and here's the crazy part. We gon' end the year profitable, dog. Without a doubt. Dog, we just hit we hit 500,000 in like a couple weeks. We got 8 months left in the year, dog. And now I'm sitting on like 500,000 cash that and let's say this too though, no new money added to the market. Let's make sure we get that understood. Just climb out the hole, save yourself. No new money added, save yourself. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Save yourself. All right. Let's go a little further, man. All right, so here go our buy and hold. Up 19.22%. Now, here's the thing. The reason why it went down, because we was at 20% last week, is because we added a new position. So when you add a new position, you got to remember it's going to take away from, because we added something. We added a new position. So AJG, Costco, that go to new position we just added. We got Meta, Netflix, NVIDIA, Palantir, Sprouts Farmers Market. So we added a new position last week, and I like that one. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We in 8. We in 8 plays now in the buy and hold. The most we can do is 12, but I probably want to do 10, so that means give me room for 2 more plays. I got an idea what I want the other 2 plays to be, but I'm gonna wait till probably like July and September. Those are typically down months. The end of July is typically a down month. Going into September is typically a down month. And so I think I could get me a good runner in September to close the year out. I think I'll go July, September, close the year out strong. You know what I'm saying? So still up 20% though. Got $284,000 in cash on the side. That's what we got. So let's get into it, man. How we feel so far, Jose? Let's go. Certified Trapper of the Week. Let's get to it. All right, Jennie Dean, nicknamed Jennie, was born into slavery in North Virginia, freed as a result of the American Civil War, and she became an important founder of churches and Sunday schools for African Americans in North Virginia. Dean founded the Manses Industrial School for Colored Youth, which for more than 4 decades was the only institution of secondary education available to African American youth in North Virginia, and only one of 2 in the state without religious affiliations. Jennie Dean is our Trapper of the Week. We got a video on her, Jose? Let's go.
Jennie Dean was a silent giant in this community.
Despite being born into slavery, no formal education, and working as a domestic in D.C., she traveled the Eastern Seaboard raising funds and finally established the Manassas Industrial School for Colored Youth on October 7, 1893. By 1900, over 150 students attended the school's 3-term academic year.
The idea that this woman could go to New York City, to Baltimore, into DC, and raise money, I'm like, could I do that? Could I try to raise money to purchase 100 acres in this area for a school?
Jennie Dean died in 1913, but the school and her vision continued through the 1930s, weathered segregation, and eventually became part of Virginia's public school system. In 1991, it was christened Jennie Dean Elementary School. What's left of the original school and land is now part of the Manassas Museum system.
We still have the Jennie Dean Memorial Site, where you can see the footprint of the grounds and the buildings, but we want to take it a step further.
That next step is a 6-foot bronze statue on a 3-foot base. An eternal reminder, Keisha says,
where people can come and visit, reflection, meditate of her sacrifice and her humble, selfless efforts to bring education to African Americans, not only in Manassas, but throughout the region here.
They began the campaign a year ago last January and have raised almost $130,000 of the needed $175,000 for the memorial. Nonetheless, everyone involved is undaunted and sincerely believes Jennie Dean needs to be honored just so.
We study so many African American people who have contributed to our country. And here we have our own homegrown woman that we can celebrate and bring her story to life.
You know what I want to do, Jose? I want to take 2 trips, bro. I want to do 1 trip with us to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa. Mm-hmm.
And I want to do another trip with us to D.C.
Okay. Okay.
And I want to do a 3rd trip with us to Africa.
Yeah, you had got them hype on the African trip last time.
Huh?
You had got them hype on the African trip.
Who was they?
When you told the Trappers, you said, yo, Patreon and Trappers Anonymous, we was going to plan a trip to Africa. You forgot that.
I bought the building.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I bought the building.
I love it, though. I love it.
I bought the
what
building.
country in Africa?
So I won't go to Egypt. I won't go to Egypt first. So I think that's something that I want to do, man. I think I want to start like a group where we take trips. Like maybe
to historical places.
Yeah, maybe like we do maybe 2 meetings at the Freedom Center a year, and then we do 2 trips out the country somewhere a year or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just, you know, bro, just see what the world got out there.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it, actually.
I gotta see how that work with us as a squad because I don't know what I become responsible for.
Right. The legal ramifications.
Yeah, you gotta see what the legal ramifications is behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we go out the country, am I responsible for these grown ass people?
Right.
Yo, what is that noise? LaShawn, that's you? That's birds chirping?
Yo, you know what? I saw the birds up there building. I thought they was building a nest or something.
In here?
No. Up right outside.
Bro, we gotta get the birds out there, bro.
You hear that? They're stuck.
We gotta call a rescue team. Right,
George already on it. Call him now.
Well, you can't call them now, George. It's 9 o'clock at night. Call the rescue team for the birds, man. But yeah, man, I just gotta make sure what we responsible for from a legal perspective. It's like, hey, you bring these people out of town and out the country and like, hey, grown as adult. But we gotta see what the legal ramifications is. You know, we gotta move a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Move a little bit different.
But Trap said.
Yeah, Trap said I would do it. No.
And they got on merch.
Yeah. This is my signature right here. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get in it, man. Let's go a little further, man. Let's get into some talk, man. Oh, wait. What we got? So let's do 2 things. So how does the 1-800 right here? Or let's give him a snippet first.
Nah, we can do that.
Let's give him a snippet first.
Let's
get a snippet first. Then we'll do 3 content, then 1-800.
1-800. All right,
yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll put us in good flow. All right, so let's see it. So
when you walk, it's the journey. What I told you, it's the journey that people have the biggest problem with.
From the Trapper Hotline. Come on, boy. I like that.
Sprinkle. The Lord is going to use you. But what we're saying is we could potentially move the set back, right? And then if we move the set back, we wouldn't need the crank stand. And
What?
There it is. Well, journey to freedom.
hey, I think the audio was messed up over there. Run it back. Run the updated one at. Run the updated one. I think the thing was messed up too.
Yeah, I heard it.
The audio. Run it back. So I want them to hear that what was going on.
Yeah.
Hey, L, listen. You were telling me about that situation. I think it's a good thing I wasn't here for that. That's disrespectful.
thank you. You saw it.
But you handled yourself. Yeah, you handle yourself well. Always represent the brand. But I'm glad I wasn't here for that. Don't be trying to whistle while I'm telling you what's going on, bro. What are you doing, bro? What the whistling for, bro? Right? Hey, but check this out, man. We got hey, Trap, my bad, bro. What I said earlier was some hating shit, bro. Keep working on them charts. Salute, family. That's love.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's love.
I had to put Dance of Diamonds on timeout because like that boy be going. One time he be hating, then he like the biggest fan, and then he hating again.
Yeah.
So this is a salute.
Yeah, that's a salute to you, fam. You hear me? One thing, yeah, salute to that, fam. I appreciate that. One thing what I want to do is, I want y'all to check out our Journey to Freedom. Check out our Journey to Freedom. It drops every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern. And what me and Jose talking about now is, if you're in the Patreon or Trappers Anonymous, we'll let you get the Journey to Freedom early. But we trying to figure out how much early do we, because they got Trappin' Tuesday at nighttime. So what, do they get it a day early?
Yeah, we work on the schedule.
Yeah, we work on the schedule.
That's the beauty of when you're on your own network. You just like, hey, you know what?
So we'll work on dropping it. All right, let's drop it again so they can see it.
Instructions are when you walk. It's the journey. What I told you, it's the journey that people have the biggest problem with.
From the Trapper Hotline. Come on, boy! Right there.
Bigger space. We expanded production. We expanded apparel. We live in the trap.
The Lord is going to use you. But what we're saying is we could potentially move the set back, right? And then if we move the set back, we wouldn't need the crank stand. And
What?
at the end of the day, I represent the brand, I represent myself, I'm representing Trap, and I still have a job to do.
Yeah, I know what that is. What happens is that earlier mic that B was using, it only takes one side. So for whatever reason, it's only playing on one side, but it's got to be balanced. So that ain't gonna be there on the show, but we good.
Yeah, man, that was you handled that well, L. You know, you called me about it too. I remember you were like, he was whistling. I was like, whistling. So let me say this too before we get into some more of the show, man. You know, bro, you know, Jose, you know, we got two, was it two or one? To preach. Bro, we've gotten 2 invitations, paid. 2 paid invitations to preach. Mm-hmm. And they said, bro, we just been watching your spiritual journey. Mm-hmm. And I said, yo, I can't do that.
They said they don't want to know.
I told E about it. I told E about it.
Mm-hmm.
E was like, yeah. I told Jeremy about it. Jeremy was like, what you mean? They're like, bro, like, you don't gotta be no preacher, but you already minister to people. So you just pray on it, but nah, I don't. I was like, bro, I'm not no preacher, dog. What you talking about, dog?
Nah, I get you. Don't. Sometimes the word.
So that's what Jeremy said.
Yeah.
Jeremy said, take the word, preach out it, and think about it just like you go and stand up every Tuesday and talk to people on Trappin' Tuesday, bro. Like,
you just facilitating.
I was like, orating.
Orating. There it is.
But I still don't know.
I mean, we do it every Tuesday. Every Tuesday.
They don't want
to go talk about something. Let the Lord use you.
Let the Lord use you. They don't want to hear nothing about financial nothing. They want to
That's
hear.
what they said too. They said, we don't even want you to talk finance.
Communion Sunday.
Anyway, man, let's get to some more, man. We got some more stuff to get into. I don't even know why I start with you with that, bro. Let's get into it, man. All right, so we're tiptoeing on marble floors. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say is because, listen, 60% of the S&P 500 stocks are at a 20-day note high. Good signal for the next month. So one of the things I do when I'm looking at charts and I'm looking at stuff, I like for mine to be above the 20-day because that means the market is actually in a bullish pattern. I mean, the market is trending upward, so I look for that all the time. So watch this. Anytime coming off the lows and the market, 60% of the market is above the, watch this, above, and the reason why we like to talk data is because data is what we use to keep us where we at. So watch this. In 1982, 60% of the market was above the 20-day high, 6 months, 15%. Watch this. 12 months, 27% return. Watch this. In 2022, when 61% of the market was above that, in that 6 months range, they had 4%. They followed that with another 11%. Watch this. December 2023, 61% of the market was above the 20-day high. You had a 15.2% for the first 6 months, and they followed that by 31%. On average, it's been 9% with a return of 18%. Watch this. The median is 10% with an average return of 16%. 83% of the time for the 6 month, it was positive. 100% of the time after that, it was positive. When 60% of the market is above the 20-day, how we feel about that? I'm just saying, like, and it's saying in 1991, 1.6%, minus 1.1%. In March 2010, minus 4.3%. In July 2011, but all years it ended up positive. Above the 20-day. Above the 20-day. How we feel about that, Sean?
For those who don't know, like, you probably saying 20-day, like, what the heck is a 20-day? Can you, like, do a simple explanation of, like, what a 20-day is?
So it's just basically, where has the market been trading the last 20 days? The average of the last 20 days, is the market below or under that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right?
If you could explain it. So, like, for example, that line on your chart where it does that,
yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. So, like, this a moving average. So, like, I use moving averages. So there's the most common moving averages is the 50, 100, 200. 20 days is probably for traders for sure. You know what I'm saying? To see if the market still is in that upward trend, right? So if it falls below that 20 and that 50 day, you know it's not in an upward trend. It's probably in a downward trend. So if it's above the 20 day, you know it's still in that upward trend. So that 20-day moving average means the market is still actually. And so that's kind of one of the things we talked about was when you think about the overall picture of the market, where is it? Where is the overall trend going, right? And so if it's above that 20-day, you know that we still in that. Actually, if it's above the 20-day, it's kind of a strong upward because, I mean, it's top heavy, right? So right now you think about it, you got 60% of the market right now is above its 20-day moving average. That ain't bad. Or that 5-day, or you talking gangster talk right there. That 5-day, you talking real gangster right now. Where them snipers at? Where them snipers at? All right, let's go a little further. All right, so watch this. Let's just check where the moves is at, right? So we talking about right now the S&P is positive. The S&P is positive right now. Let's just put that into perspective. Of everything that we've been through, the S&P is positive right now. That is insane. And so, year to date, communication services is up, consumer discretionary is down, consumer staples is up, energy is down, financials is up, which is where I've been at. Not gonna lie. Goldman Sachs, IBKR, you know what I'm saying? Healthcare is down, industrials is up, materials is up, real estate, technology, utilities. These things are up right now, man. So think about it. Out of 11 sectors, you kind of got 3 sectors that's down. Healthcare is down big. You got consumer discretionary and energy down a little bit, but other than that, communication services, that shit. It's crazy how Amazon and Meta falls up in there. Financials, Goldman Sachs, Berkshire Hathaway, Visa. It's kind of where we at. Industrials, you know, my Fastenal. So just a temperature check on where the market is as of right now. Let's go a little further. All right. So I always think that there's always a advantage if you buy companies that corner the market. The advantage in that is those companies will often outperform. The disadvantage is in that it's a good chance that the government is going to try to break them up or they're going to get constantly sued. If you look at all of these companies, they've all been almost sued except for DaVita. From FICO, you know, FICO had to fight for a minute. Shout out to Long Lee and the group. He said, ever since Trap kicked FICO out of the Freedom Fund, they've been fighting to get back. And I ain't gonna lie, they've been looking good too, dog. I've been looking. I've been paying attention. Sometimes you gotta kick them out. They gotta get their act together. You ain't got to go, but you gotta get up out of here. Get your act together. If you don't know who DaVita is, it's like a dialysis place, yo. Top tier. It's one of my sleepers. Yeah, I like to go with companies that will, that hold a chokehold in the market. Companies that will chokehold the market, you kind of can't go wrong with them. You hear me? Let's go a little further, man. All right, in a league of their own. So I wrote this down because I think that we was talking earlier about a lot of companies just knocking it out the park with technology, and that's not the case. You have some outliers, which are companies like this. Palantir up 64% this year. Meli, M-E-L-I, which is supposed to be, I think they call it like the Latino Amazon, like is not Amazon, like communications, what it is in technology. It's supposed to have the impact of like Amazon. MSTR. It's crazy how that stock fought back though. MSTR, what you looking at? That Michael Libre?
Yeah, that thing.
No, it's what, $1,000, $1,200?
It's 25.
2,500?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was like 1,000 last year. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy how MSTR fought back, bro, because it took such a big hit. It skyrocketed late last year, then it bottomed out, then it just flew out the gate. Zscaler, I talked about them being a sleeper a while back. Y'all know Netflix. Well, my Patreon people who've been with me for a year, KLAC. Look at this. I started to say something crazy here. I'm about to say something. All my Patreon people, y'all know how. There's a couple companies that we feel. Let me be real with you. There's a couple companies that we in the Patreon feel some kind of way about. One of the companies is KLAC. Right? We feel some kind of way about this company here. Right? We feel some kind of way. We feel some kind of way about this company right here. And the reason why, because it took off and then it just went the other way and never came back. Like, it went to hell, right? So we don't like them like that. Wingstop, right? We was up 25% on Wingstop, and then it didn't tell us nothing. It didn't miss earnings, it didn't miss revenue, it just went the other way for no reason, right? ServiceNow, we finally feeling a little bit better about it, but it did us the same thing, right? And Eli Lilly, right? Like, we made so much money off Eli Lilly, but for some reason, Eli Lilly just punched us in the face for some reason, right? So we feel some kind of way about that. We gonna let Waste Management, we gonna always say don't let them breathe. Now they say don't let them. Yeah, we feel some kind of way. We feel some kind of way. We feel some kind of way about KLAC, Wingstop. Yeah. ServiceNow, Lilly. Yeah, we feel some kind of way about them, right? Because they ain't had no business doing what the hell they did, right? They was doing good, and then they just turn around with no regard, with a total disdain for how much money we had in them. Right? Sheer, unmitigated gall to just turn around on us like that. After being up. Like, real talk, like, they was up. We was like, yeah. And then they just turned for no reason. No missed earnings. And the reason why we mad, because we can't justify what happened.
Nah, that'd be the worst. When you lose money.
Yeah, like, we can't even justify what happened. You just went the other way for no reason. No news, no nothing. You just decided one day that you did not want us to make money on you. Man, flush them companies. Flush them down. Flush them down. Flush them. We don't like that shit. Like that. I got beef with 2 people on my Patreon, and I'm real cool with them. I feel like we homies, right? Right? But Jermaine and Davian, right? I got beef with them because they be going strike. They know we supposed to be riders, but they be going strike without me, right? Like, I don't be mad at AB because he be going hit little quick licks for a date. Pop, he be gone, right? AB go hit a lick, pop, 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 he gone. But Jermaine and Thavian, they supposed to be my dogs. They pull up in the car, they go. I be like, hey, what's up? I don't even give me a chance to get out the car. They be gone. Then they come back like, yeah, we got the money. I'm like, bro, why y'all got the money without me? So I told them next time they go get the money without me, strap up. Strap up. Strap all the way up. You feel me? Like, I don't be mad at AB, because AB be, he be in and out. He don't be long. He be like, hey, 9 o'clock, by 9:15, AB be like, hey, I got out, I'm good. I'm like, damn, AB, all right, bet. He day trade. It's cool. But Thavion and Jermaine, they be in the play for a minute. And then next time, strap up, fellas. Yeah, strap up. Yeah. Strap up. God, please. Strap up, both of y'all. My niggas hard. Yeah, strap. Strap up, dog. Both of y'all. Next time y'all run that play, strap up, fellas. Man, we have fun on the Patreon, man. I ain't gonna lie. Let's go a little further, man. Oh, when they trying to have hotline? Let's go.
Hi, Jose. Thanks for taking my question. I know what's up with the Wall Street.
Cut the tape.
Cut the tape. Cut
the tape. We're not doing that this week.
Look, I don't, the warm hug, I don't think she saw the last episode.
Nah, cut the tape. Cut the tape. Cut the goddamn tape.
I don't think she saw the last episode.
Cut the tape. Cut the tape. Cut the goddamn tape. All right? Cut the tape. Say, what's going on? What's going on? What's poppin'?
Look, they
What's going
explain
on
it.
here?
Look, the funny part, some of the trappers explained it on the joint, on their videos
What's
today.
going on? What's going on? What's going on?
You know what I'm saying? We be talking since till 9 o'clock in the morning.
Trying to figure out what's going on. Cut the goddamn tape.
And I posted that video too, so
Man,
everybody
flush
got
up,
my
man.
back.
Flush up. Flush up. Flush up. Queen, I love you, but flush you. I gotta flush you. I gotta flush you. I gotta flush you. I gotta flush her. Yep. Flush her. Yeah, she gotta get flushed. Flush. Out the gate. Out the gate. Thank you, Jose. Flush. Man, flush the queen, man. Flush the queen out the gate. All right. All right, let's go, man. Let's go. Come on, queen.
Hi, Jose. Thanks for taking my question. What's up with the Wall Street Trappin' and Wall Street family? So my question is, I've seen how the Treasury, the bond market, affected the stock market early on during our tariff war. And I wanted to know, how does the bond market affect the stock market? And what should we be looking for if we're looking at the 30-year Treasury or whatever's going on in the bond market? What should we be looking for in the bond market that may cause a negative or a positive impact in the stock market?
Yep. Good question, queen. So, So if you notice today, I always talk about, I put it in the Patreon the other day. I said the 10-year is the one that's important, but I had said, hey, y'all, that 10-year over 455, it was 4533. And then I came back later that day and said, hey, y'all, the 10-year is at 448. Well, what happens is once it passes 4.5, that's a lot of pressure on the market. So how does that affect the market? Great question, which actually doubles down into why that credit rating was so important for the market, right? So you think about it, that America has to, issue debt, right, to pay its bills. And if our credit worthiness is not good, then we can't put out bonds in the world, because it tells the world if you get a bond on us, it's more like a junk bond. So a junk bond is a bond that is a high risk bond because it has a high risk of not getting paid, right? So junk bonds have high yields because they have a good chance of not getting paid. And so if America has a downgraded credit worthiness, then it also impacts our bonds. If you notice, Monday, the 10-year spiked based on the credit rating, right? The 10-year note went up to 4553. Why? Because now, if it's not deemed worthy, we have to now add more to the yield. We have to be willing to give a bigger return on it because it's not worthy. We have to make it attractive. So if people not buying the bond, then the bond yield goes up because it's not in demand. And so the more it's in demand, the more it comes down. Does that make sense? So every time the 10-year note touches 4.5, you'll see the market almost red that day. Or it'll be a mixed market that day. Heavy, it'll teeter-totter with red. If you see the market gets into 5, to my people in the Patreon, we dealt with this for 5 weeks. That's why we really wasn't panicking earlier when the tariff stuff happened. But when that second drop hit, we had to all right, let's just move over. Because in 2023 or 2024, I can't remember, we dealt with a 5-year note for 5 weeks. The market was just crimson red. And I said, y'all, we can't really make no moves until this thing come out of here. You know what I'm saying? It gotta leave that, it has to get out of that 5 zone. And that means that now you have a 5% bond, which means people like Warren Buffett gonna have a field day. Because anytime the 10-year note is at 5, that means them shorter bond years are even higher.
So right now, Ben, it's at 4.489.
The 10-year?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I gotta look at it.
That's as of 9/24.
I'll kind of be worried about an aftermarket. Anything could be going on right now. No, it's not. It's at 448. So what are you looking at?
CNBC.
Nah, so it's right here. The 30-year Treasury bond weaves near, and it says 10-year note 448.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. He said the same number I said.
What you said?
448.
I thought you said 48.
No.
You said 48. Yeah, he said 48. I was like, 48.
I'm looking at it.
Nigga, you about to make me panic. 48, nigga. I'm about to get out everything. Yeah, it's at 448.
Okay.
So it's at 448 right now, right? Which will keep it down. But once it hits like 4.5, once it goes to like really getting into there, you'll see the market kind of like go red. And it's because we have, listen to me, bro, and this is another reason why I ain't just like all out bullish on the market. Somebody got to deal with this deficit, bro. Some president, we can't go 4 years without touching this deficit, dog. Like we got to do something about it, all right? So, listen, I'll say this now, I'll say this completely from the best way I can say it. People going to take it how they want to take it. I'm an American. I live in America. Check this out, y'all. You got to pray that Donald Trump succeed. And I know that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. And I'm not saying it to you as a Republican or a Democrat or none of that, but he the president. If he drive us in the ground, bro, we dead. We still gotta live here. Cause everybody ain't got money to go move to another country. Everybody ain't got the money to go move to Dubai. Everybody ain't got the money to go move to Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying?
Cut their nose to spot their face.
Yeah, everybody ain't got the money to go move to Saudi Arabia. Everybody ain't got the money to go move to Dubai. Everybody ain't got the money to go move to Mexico, Finland. Everybody don't got the money to go do that. And even if you do got the money, it ain't the cheapest thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we gotta kind of want his earned self to succeed. He in here now. We you know what I'm saying? And so we gotta deal with that deficit, dog. Like and here's the thing, Joe Biden ain't do that much better because he added to the deficit too. And so we gotta find ways and it's not even to get political, this is real talk. Like we gotta find a way to, somebody gotta talk about bringing this deficit down, dog. You know what I'm saying? I get it, the rich get rich, the poor get poor, but all of us gonna die if y'all don't fix the deficit. Cause I'm tired of hearing Ray Dalio tell us the same thing for the last 7 years, bro. I'm tired, Ray. I put that in the group the other day, bro. I said, I'm tired of Ray, bro. The market doing good, Ray go to saying, we gonna crash. The market doing bad, okay, great, we get it. We a change in order, Ray. We get it, right? We get it, principles, right? We got it, right? Like somebody else about to take control of America. I mean, the new world order is gonna get shifted, Ray. We get it. America not gonna be the #1 dog. We get it. Ray, stop. You getting worse than Robert Kiyosaki, Ray. You getting like Robert Kiyosaki, Ray. Right? Every day you on here talking about, every day. I see 2 people talking every day. Every day 2 people give a quote in the market. Jamie Dimon and Ray Dalio got a quote for us every morning on somebody platform. They talking about recession and we about to end. God damn. Like we know y'all goats, right? Like Ray, we know you're a goat. We can't take nothing away from you, Ray. We know that Bridgewater and Associates is one of the greatest of all time. We know you got it wrong in the 70s, you went broke and you built it back up to billionaire status. We get it, but Ray, you don't gotta keep telling us that. You feel me? You don't gotta keep telling us, it's a changing world order. Yeah, China is gonna take control. Ray, go to China. Ray, go to China. You got the money, Ray. You got the money. You're a billionaire, Ray. Go to China. Ray be hitting us with it, bruh. And then Jamie doubled down. Yeah, they need to be worrying about we about to crash. Jamie, you know if we crash, Jamie, we want our money out of Chase Bank. We doing a bank run. Jamie, you're not gonna have 26 trillion in assets if we crash, Jamie. We want our money. Stop playing. Stop playing. But yeah, man, like we gotta get a president that's going to talk to us about this deficit, bro. Like this deficit is bad. And on a serious note, you know what I'm saying? This deficit is bad, man. Anyway, let's go a little further, man.
Thanks for taking our video, Jose. Oh, Trap 2, yeah, here. And Jose, don't you put no fake birds on this background. It's beautiful. Okay, our question is, industrials and utilities have been performing best year to date. How do you think they'll do for the rest of the year?
And my question is, what importance do you put when an analyst upgrades or downgrades in stock?
Thanks, Trap.
There you go. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to the youngest, man. I got love for them, man. They be having tricks and everything, man. I love industrials. You know, my Fastenals, my Granger, United Rentals, Waste Management. I love industrials, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's always a part of my portfolio. I will not go without it. I think industrials are super bomb. I don't know how sold I am on utilities for the year, but I am on industrials. And when it comes to analyst reports, I take them with a grain of salt because they just like me. You know, I say an Apple stock a day, you know, keep poverty away, but the stock is down for the year, but it still don't make me stop saying an Apple stock a day keep the poverty away because I just think it's a great company. Analysts get paid to report, and I don't put too much into it. Just like when I see, you know, Citibank downgrade a stock or Wells Fargo upgrade a stock, they doing it based on their portfolio. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put too much into it. But yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like. Yep. That's right, Nettie. Washington growing to millionaire status. Facts, right before our eyes. Let's go a little further, man.
What's good, Trap? It's your boy DeMario from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
I appreciate you, man, for the platform to be able to speak. My question today is, I wanted you, Trap, man, to take my daughter's portfolio, man, and put it on the triple beam and weigh it up for me and tell me what you think. I've been investing for her since before she was born. She's going to be 2 this year, and I just want to, man, get her the best, platform to be able to rise from as she gets older. I got Airbnb at $127.25. I got her AMD at $96. I got Honest at $2.25. I got Nvidia at $119. Palantir at $80. And Uber at $72. I'm also thinking about adding the VOO to her account as well as a long-term savings account, as I've heard you say on many episodes of Trappin' Tuesday. So, with that being said, man, put it on the triple beam, man. Tell me what you think. And also, shout out to the unflushable Jose for taking my question. Appreciate you, big dog.
Why he do that at the end? He was so close.
On the strength of your daughter, I'm gonna let you play, but you getting flushed, dog. I'm flushing you, dog. You was good. I was about to say, man, shout out to the truckers. I was about to say all that, and then at the end, you flush you again.
He put so much energy.
Flush you again because you did it on purpose.
Oh my God.
Flush you again.
He said, shout out to the unflushable.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get a shirt, man.
Yep. Flushing Jose too for that. Flushing Jose. Yeah. The unflushable. I ain't gonna lie. I think you got a dope portfolio, bro. The Airbnb is good. I'm not. I see the growth in that. I see why you went there. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. The AMD, not mad at it because that one something. I know why you going there. Lisa Sue is a fighter. I'd rather Nvidia, but you got Nvidia too, so I ain't mad at the counterbalance. The Honest Company, I think you could have crossed that one out, but I mean, we all have one that we just gamble on. Palantir, done. Uber, good, because I think Uber is killing that category. Lyft can't catch up if they tried. I think you balance out with Airbnb and the Honest Company, so I think you good there. I'm not mad at it. AMD, Nvidia, Palantir, Uber, those are all solid. A&D not the best. I think that would probably be the third weakest one on your company. But again, you betting heavy on the chip space with them and Nvidia. You went for not number 1 and number 2, but I ain't mad at that. They cousins, literally and figuratively. Lisa Sue and Ginseng Wang is first cousin, so I ain't mad at that. So yeah, I think you got a strong portfolio for it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think you threw something like I think you threw something like a Cintas or a I think you threw something like a Cintas up in there, or you throw something like a BJ's. Yeah, I would take one of them for the Honest Company. You know what I'm saying? But yep, I like it, bro. I like it, man. Good job. Good job. Way to set her up, man. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee, man. I rock with Memphis, man. Real talk, man. Real talk. Salute. I'm gonna flush you one more time before I go there. Yeah, flush him one more time. He thought he was slick. All right, let's go.
Hi, Jose. Thanks for taking my call. My name is Jasmine from Miami. I wanted to congratulate Trap and the brand as far as opening up the Freedom Center. I am super excited to visit and to invest in the brand. Speaking of brands, I was wondering if you guys were thinking about franchising and bringing the brand to different cities, particularly Miami. I am interested in teaching financial literacy to inner city kids and minorities. I support and trust the brand, and I would like to move forward with it. So thank you very much for taking my call.
Jasmine, because I see you in a Patreon all the time, I'm going to let you live. Because you active. You hear me? But I'm going to flush you one time too, though. I'm going to flush you one time. I got to flush you one time.
He said, hey, I'm trying to give a bag.
But she is active she always active in a group for sure. I'll be honest with you. That's kind of the idea. I was telling them about that a while back. I was like, yo, once we, and I'll get real, I got to give credit where it's due at. It was a conversation I had with CJ. That's how it first came about. I was like, bruh, like the goal is, once I get this and understand what I'm putting into it, it's duplicatable. And CJ was like, bro, you really sitting on a whole franchise model. You're gonna teach financial literacy, it's an event space, and you're gonna do the live trading thing, child learning center. He was like, bro, like once you get it, you know it, even if it ain't as big as this one, you still understand the model. And then now, once you get all your SOPs, you get your operating all that in place, you can do it. I was like, bro, the goal is to do one. And I had told my mentor that I said, I want to do one in New Orleans, Houston, Atlanta here, New Orleans, and Houston for sure, and then just venture on out as a franchise model. And so, yeah, I'm glad you say that, Queen, and I appreciate that. But that actually was the That's the goal behind it, man. So I appreciate you, Jazz, but I'm gonna flush you one more time too. I'll flush you one more time, Jazz, because I know you did that on purpose. You did that on purpose, Jazz. You watch this show every week. You heard me go on that rant. She be in the group a lot though, so I rock with her though. All right, man, let's get to it, man. We got a little more to talk about, man. We got a lot more to talk about, man. Let's get into it, man. We're gonna run through these. All right, so the market needs uncertainty. Larry Fink. Let's get into it, man.
Markets need certainty. I think you're going to have some of the, well, in Europe, there's $12 trillion of money sitting in bank accounts in Europe. In the United States, there's $11 trillion sitting in money market funds. When there is that uncertainty, you're going to keep more and more money in cash, and that's what we've witnessed. In addition, because of the uncertainty and maybe an over-optimism about the United States, we've seen modest reallocation out of the United States into other economies, especially Europe. Yes, we're going to have volatility in the next 90 days, but the big thing that I'll be watching, are we going to be able to see in every economy the opportunity for more active private investments? What I'm afraid of, we've relied too much here in the kingdom and in the United States, too much public investments. The vitality of any economy is based on private investing in the long run. That's what we all should be watching.
Now, if you don't know who this is, Larry Fink is the CEO of BlackRock, which is the biggest asset fund in the game. That's where all your iShares, ETFs, that's where they come from. This dude is the real deal. And I want you to listen to something he said, and it was something we talked about earlier too. Like, if you look at a lot of your candles, we talked about that, like you don't see a lot of just like real bullishness in the market, you know what I'm saying? Which means a lot of institutions really just sitting on the sideline. And so I said that to say, he said something, there's $11 trillion in cash sitting on the side. And if you're looking at your candles, you notice like, you looking at your charts, like you see periodically, you see those big institutions coming on certain days, but not really and truly, like you really just see low, that's it. Boy, you took the words out. You see low volume in the market right now. You don't see a lot of volume across the market. Why? Because the market really don't have certainty. A lot of the stuff that's being moved around right now in the market is just based on the tariffs, right? And that's what's moving the market right now. The yes or no. That's why even the downgrade ain't really moved the market, because they're like, all right, bet, like you see a lot of stuff going on in the market. It's not really moving the market like it should, because people just on the side like, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? And so you gotta see those $11 trillion. And here's the crazy part about it, right? Look at what he said, and I'm really hone in on this one. He said there's $12 trillion on the side in Europe and $11 trillion on the side in America. Here's the thing, 60% of the money on the side that's in Europe actually wants to be in the American markets. Think about that. Out of that $11 trillion, 60% of that wants to be in American markets. When the markets went down so bad, it was because people were getting, that's where, watch this, the sell, you hear them talking about the buy America trade or the sell America trade. Well, a lot of those countries were taking money out of American markets, sitting on the side. Because American markets was where they were getting the, listen, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. The American market is where you get the greatest return on your money at. That's why so many people love the American stock market. It's where you get the greatest return on your money at. And so countries, Asia, Europe, everybody invest in, so it's not just big institutions, we talking countries, we talking big investors, we talking Chinese funds, we talking European funds, but we do it too though. We go invest in the Japanese market, we invest in the European market, like we do that, right? But the American markets are the most profitable, and it's where you get the most bang for your buck. You feel me? And so when you see that $11 trillion of money sitting on the side, $12 trillion of money sitting on the side in Europe, guess what? That was a lot of, at least 66 trillion of that came from out of our markets. And they're waiting to get back in. And so that 11 trillion of our money that's sitting in money market accounts, it wants to get back in the market, but because they don't have no certainty. And then you get Scott Bessent, and Scott usually talk good talk. He said, hey, bro, if we don't see these people negotiating with us in good faith, now what happened to all the deals they say we had? They said, hey, if y'all don't invest with us, if y'all don't negotiate us with good faith, then guess what? We're going back to April 2nd. So that's why people like, that's what I mean by there's no certainty in the market, because there's a chance that we might go back there. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then you had a headline that came out. I thought this headline was going to kind of move the market this week when it said, China said, hey, America is undermining trade talks with us, when they came out with the Huawei warning. I said, oh my God, the market disregarded it. You know what I'm saying? So there's money on the side that's waiting to get back in the market. And that's why I'm saying for us, it ain't time for us to be all in. Trade with caution. Let's go a little further. Which brings us to this one right here, right? The institutions aren't coming out to play. Watch this. A net 30 of institutional investors, which is your big banks and stuff like that, are underweight U.S. equities in early May. What that mean by underweight? So when something is underweight, it means they have a lot of money sitting on the side, right? So if something is overweight, they mean so you're gonna go overweight, underweight, and neutral. So those are the three things they're gonna go. Overweight means they heavily invested. Underweight means we don't got a lot in there, but we got something in. It's like, think about it like a pool, right? If they underweight, they just got their feet in the water. If they overweight, they in the deep end. If they neutral, they sitting on the side with the you just sit on the side of the pool, you be like, yeah, I'm all good, you hear me? Ain't no big deal, dog. You know what I'm saying? So think about it like that, right? So a net 38% of institutional investors were underweight U.S. equities in early May, the lowest since May 2023, outside of 2023. This marks the lowest allocation since the lead up to 2008. Over the last 5 months, the percentage has fallen by 70%, the biggest drop on record. The difference between overweight Eurozone versus U.S. equities is a net 75, the highest since October 2017. By comparison, 4 months ago, the net percentage was 62 points, the lowest in 2022. And what does that simply mean is more people are either on the sideline or investing in the European market than they're investing in our market. And because the European Central Bank has been cutting rates. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is one of the reasons why I'm saying, like, hey, let's just like chill for a second. You know, like, we don't gotta be, crazy. We can just be like, all right, we'll make some bread. We ain't gotta try to like get it all at once. Again, you gotta remember the sort of retailers, we can get money in the market, but the institutions move the market. So we wanna have some exposure, but not be all in so we don't get wiped out. You know what I'm saying? What you about to say, Sean?
I was going to say, for all the trappers that's sitting on the side, what are they waiting for in order to know, like, what's that trigger? What are they looking for?
So so think about it like this. So institutions can't get in all at once. It's too much money. So if you're a trapper on the side, I would say, like, you want to trade in your portfolio with, like I said, optimistic caution. Meaning, like, if you would normally be heavy bullish, it's like pull some of that back, right? Go 50, 60% instead of going 100%. So if you normally doing 10, 15, 20 contracts, bro, go 7, go 6. Right, that way you still partaking in the market, but you're not overbought on the market. You're not over leveraged on the market, right? You're because you understand that. Here's what you don't want to be. You don't want to be so over leveraged in the market, and you see that the volume is not there. Because now what you're doing is you setting yourself up for failure. Well, what you can say is, hey, I see what's going on right here. If I'm only getting, like even for me, like I know I'm getting. You know, bro, like last year, bro, we was doing 200, 300. That NVIDIA play that I made, 1.2 in, bro, I had 450 contracts. You feel me? So now I'm doing 40, 50. You know what I'm saying? I did that one NVIDIA play because we got it so low. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, hey, like I don't mind doing that. So I'm really going in the market right now with like 65, 70%. Like I ain't really just all out bullish on it. Like now certain companies I'm heavier like Spotify, Netflix. I know how they just been running. But I'm optimistic with caution because I'm a bull. But I still also understand nothing has changed. We got one deal that really wasn't that big of a deal. And it was like, now we did hear something say, we did hear Scott Besson say, hey, I think we're going to have some more deals this week. But at the end of the day, everybody waiting for one deal, China. Now, the dope part about that is 90-day suspension, 90-day pause, they got time to talk about it. Cool. What we can do is say, hey, we got a 90-day window to accumulate. I look at us as being in a accumulate. Hey, let's just get some back. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go crazy. Let's just get some back. Let's make the best of this opportunity. So whatever way it goes, we know we can, hey, here we go. Hey, we can go here, but we watching the game move how it go. So yeah, man. Let's go a little further, man. I hope they got something. Great question, Sean. Let's go a little further. Look at this, though. And this is the thing. Look at this stat. But on the flip side, retail investors have bought a net $4.1 billion in U.S. stocks on Monday between 9:30 and 12:30. The biggest buy on record. This surpasses the previous high of over $1 billion. Retails also broke the $4 billion buy-in threshold by 12 o'clock for the first time in history. Additionally, retail accounted for a record 36% of all trading volume yesterday, exceeding the previous record in the late May. This supported the S&P 500's rapid recovery from 1.1% decline at the beginning of Monday's session into positive territory by close. Retail investors are driving the market. Now, here's what I want us to understand. Think about this. If institutions are sitting on the side and we are the ones piled in, we gotta be ready for whatever trigger they pull. This is telling us that we have adapted the buy the dip mentality. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. So what we keep doing is watch this, and I'm gonna say this in a good way. They are professional armed robbers. This be legal armed robbery. They doing it with no ski mask. There's no ski mask involved. There's no ski mask involved. And so I'm not telling us to be cautious at all because, and this is why all my traders know this, like if you looking, you don't see a lot of volume. The reason why you don't see a lot of volume is even though the retailers are pushing the market, we can't push with volume. You know what I'm saying? Like they move, like watch this. Them big drawdowns we was getting earlier, that's because retail was moving. So you see them big long. I can guarantee you this. 70% of every chart you go look at gonna have that double bottom on it. Boop, boop. 70% of the charts you look at gonna have that, that's a double bottom. They gonna look dip, but they all gonna have that double. If you go put it on that daily, you gonna see that double bottom on 70% of the charts you look at. That's how powerful they was coming up out of there. We can't do that. What we can do is, when they rip, we gotta be like the little fish. When you look at them whales and them sharks in the water, they got the little fish that's on side of them all the time. That's us. That's us. That's us. Right? Because when that shark come through, it may, what that? When that whale come, what that? But guess what? If you trap responsibly, you can be in position and you don't gotta be all in. You can say, hey, I'm usually getting 10, 15, 20, 100, whatever I'm getting. Hey, I'm 5 in. That's why I told her, hey, let's take some profit. Let's take some profit, but let's leave some on the table because we don't know what's gonna happen, right? Because if the right news come out, they gonna come in. And we don't gotta be fully invested. We can have some in there. So when the whales come, we ain't doing it, hey, I got you. I'm on the long ride with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I want us to see. This like, when you look at these numbers, yo, you talking about think about this, y'all. Like, I want y'all to think about this from a real serious perspective. Think about how much money it takes for us as retail traders to accumulate $4.1 billion in money in the market. That's a lot of retail traders piling up, y'all. For us as individuals, think how much it takes for us to put $4.1 billion in the market. Whereas you got investment groups that's hitting it for $1 billion. Warren Buffett got $300 billion sitting on the side. That's one position, he wipe us out. He wipe us out. He go $4 billion. If he put $4 billion in the market in a 3-day time span, he wipe us out. In a week, he gone. Larry Fink, the man think about it. He himself is worth $1 billion. His company is, I think they got 26 or $72 trillion, something like that. I think they 71 and Vanguard 72 with trillion in assets. All they got to do is a couple moves, wipe us out. We gone. BlackRock, Vanguard, we talking trillions. JP Morgan, 26 trillion in assets. We gone. So just think about what it took for us to get $4 billion. It took all of us. It took all of us to get $4 billion in there. And they're like, oh yeah, game time. So I just want us to, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get our bread up, y'all, but let's not pay attention to it's all us in there and they looking. So that's what I want to leave that with right there. Let's go a little further. What you about to say, Sean? You about to say something?
No, I was about to say, like, in this market right now, it's better to be a feather than a bowling ball, because if they pull the rug, I'd rather float down a little bit versus I'm hitting the ground hard. You know,
it's a fact.
So, yeah.
It's a fact. You get it back little by little and you make your stuff, you don't gotta try to, it ain't that. And one of the greatest things that we can always have as people in the market is sentiment on what's going on. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? And if we can have that idea, we good. All right, let's go a little further, man. How y'all feeling tonight, man? We good in the chat? All right, let's go a little further, Jose. I got time. I got a little time. All right, what we got next? Is on the thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I want to break down. So one of the things that I think that is going to be important for us to do, and shout out to Sean for that, man. Sean said, I'd rather be a feather than a bowling ball, man. Shout out to Sean. Trap little... I am not, Cody. Trap low-key telling y'all he gonna start day trading. If y'all in the Patreon, y'all seen that. You say, don't do that. Cody, say, flush Cody. Flush Cody. Flush Cody. Flush Cody. Bro, I made one day trade, bro. They been on me about that. They like, oh! Couple of the queen was like, yeah, you know, day trader, huh? Trap, what that was. So first of all, I'm not a day trader, right? And
that's why.
That's why what?
Because you've been standing on, I'm not a day trader.
I'm not a day trader. I won't be. But I saw that situation. And so, Sean, flush Sean too. Flush Sean.
George said you a trans day trader.
So first of all, don't put trans in front of nothing that I got going on. Let's start right there. Don't put,
he said it with bass too.
Yeah, don't put trans in front of nothing I got going on.
And put his chin up when he said that.
Right. So let me say this. I just saw an opportunity. That's it. I saw the opportunity. Now, I'm not going, and I even put in the group, I said, hey, I can't do that. That had me geeked out. I was geeked out in that play. I was geeked out. I was like, oh, I was on live like, I wasn't even supposed to be on live. I just put the play in the Patreon. I was so geeked out. I was surprised the Patreon ain't cursed me out. You feel me? But they wasn't tripping. Well, I was geeked out for that play. I was like, oh, look at that. I'm like, yo, look, y'all, look. Ooh, it's, Oh, we gotta get out. We're gonna get out. It went from, I put it in there. I said, hey, y'all, we're gonna get out at 260. But we didn't. Because it just kept falling. And it went from 260 to 255. I said, hey, we. Then went to 253. I said, all right, we gone. Huh? United Health. Yep. It went from 264. And here's what happened. I got up that morning and I saw it fell hard the day before. I got up that morning and the people were saying, now they talking about United Healthcare fraud. I said, oh, fraud. Fraud, you say? First, it was the CEO stepping down and pulling the guidance. That's what dropped it the first day. But now we talking fraud. Fraud is never good. Let me just see what it looked like. And I went and I said, I said, wait, let me go do something right quick. Because what happens, the good thing about a system is when you got a system, you can pull it up fast. And that's what happened. The bell didn't open yet. I went, I put the system up. I said, damn, let me see what happened when the bell opened. And that bell opened, it just went, pfft. I see that big long red candle. I said, ooh. I said, hold on, let's not overreact here, right? And so I told myself something. There's systems in the market. So there's one system from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. That's one system. Then you have an area between like 11 and 11:30, it's kind of chill. But then from 12 to 2:30, you got a system. And then from 3:30 to 4, you got that power hour. So what's good between 9:30 and 11 might not be good the rest of the day. This is just facts. So normally, even a Patreon can tell you this. My plays don't be coming in till late in the day, 11 o'clock. That's when my plays come in, 10:45, 11, because I need to get that hour, them people that's playing hooky and whatever they doing in that first, I don't need to be no part of what they got going on, because they on some Russian roulette stuff right there. I don't want no part of that, right? Y'all gonna mess my whole trade up. You're gonna mess. You don't see me making 9:30. Like, soon as the market open, you don't see me saying, hey, y'all, I got to play. It's 9:30. No, that play going sideways. By 11 o'clock, that play done pissed you off if you You feel me? But if you're a day trader, you know That's your time to do what you gonna do. And then from 11:30-ish, 12 to 2, that's another set of things going on. Then from 3 to 4, you got something, but then you got people in that 3 to 4, they gonna squeeze in between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. You got some people right there that's like, hey, this is what I want. Whatever that. So that's how the market moves. You got people that got different mindsets all through the market right there. So when I'm like, hey, it's 9:30. So immediately I said to myself, I said, then that's a long red candle. I threw it up, tap, tap. That thing fell in the field. I said, ooh. I said, oh, it's bad. And I'm looking at the TV and they just said it again. They said, fraud. I said, yeah, I gotta get this bread. I can't help myself. Emotional reactions in the market. I said, I can't hold myself. I said, I gotta go. It's right here in front of me. It's right here in front of me. You can't just, listen, you can't wave the money in front of me. I was down 1.5 million. All I need is a couple thousand right here. You can't wave the money. And then I'm so loyal to the Patreon, I can't make a move without telling them. I'm in that phase of my life. So I'm like, hey, all I do is play. I done sat it, I looked at it, I done draw it up on the board. Look, E = MC squared. It makes sense to me now. I'm going with my move, y'all. I said, hey, it's going to 260. It go to 260, we good. Hey, it went to 260. I said, ooh. I said, it got some room right there. It ain't slowing down. I done hopped on a live at 260. Man, look at this, y'all.
Somebody said, sound like a day trade to me.
That was a day trade. But I'm not gonna do that often. That was a, I didn't look for that. It found me. That knocked on my door. I was minding my business. Fraud. I can't turn down fraud.
Somebody said the Soldier Boy, fraud.
Fraud? United Healthcare, fraud? Let me see what the bear said about this. What the bear saying about this. I couldn't turn it out. So it was knocking at my door. I didn't go looking for that. So anyway, I told Sean, he looked at me like I was crazy. That was a day trade? I said, hey. Don't do that, partner. But we did good on that play, man. I made $12,000. Now, I'm going to tell you the bad part about that. I made $12,000 on that play. That's bad. The reason why that's bad is because your brain ain't never going to forget that I just made $12,000 in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to manually go override that.
You just helped somebody right there.
I got to go manually override that.
Yeah, that's real. Like 12,000 in 10 minutes.
You feel me? I've been a Sprouts Farmers Market play for 4 weeks. I'm only up $2,000. I gotta go manually rewire my brain. That I had 15 contracts.
Cam said you should be used to it. You did 100K in 2 hours.
This is true.
But that 10 minutes.
But watch this though. We didn't have to cash out those plays. We cashed out later on. $12,000 in 10 minutes was a different thing now.
Yeah, you cash in on that.
I cashed out of that. That was a realized win. Realized. It went to my account. 15 contracts, started at 0, went to $12,000, 10 minutes, we out. I mean. That's why I be telling AB, stop doing that. AB, stop putting them things in the group because you making me look at the stuff now. Let's go, man. Let's go there first. All right, so one of the things we want to do in the group, man, what I want to start doing in here, man, is as I grow, I like to grow with my people, man. I be wanting to show them different stuff. So I want to analyze. These are 3 bullish candles. What I'm going to start trying to do on the show is just show some bullish candles, show some bearish candles, show a little pattern here, show a little pattern here, give a little definition behind it so that you can see it in real time and you can start identifying it. The reason behind this is because if you see it and then you can go to the chart and start identifying it, you can start seeing and noticing different things. So, Analyzing candlesticks are useful for price action. If you don't know what price action is, it's just simply saying what is the price doing in a certain amount of time, in a certain candle. Basically, the candle's movement is based on price and the battle that's going on between buyers and sellers. So I'll tell it to you like this. Indicators are lagging. Price action is real time. Right? So if you're using any type of indicator, it will have some lag to it, meaning it's a little behind what's actually going on. Price action is in the moment. You can get price action anywhere from 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 4 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, right? That's price action. So these candles form based on the time frame that you have your chart set up on. I don't know why they didn't want to come out just now. I had a brain freeze. And so when you match, when you match price action with volume, that tells you a real-time story, right? That tells you a real-time story. So if you match what the candle is doing with how much volume in this market, that is real time. But if you add once you add a indicator to it, the indicator responds. Ooh, this is good. The indicator is a response to the price action. So think about an indicator as a counterpunch. Think about price action as the initial punch. So if I'm in a boxing match and I'm looking at price action, that's the person initiating the punch. The indicator is the response to the punch. They lag. They have a little lag time. Does that make sense to everybody? What's your question, Sean?
Oh, no, I was going to give another analogy. Like price action is like lightning, and then the lagging indicator is like thunder.
Would be thunder.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Right
what happens when you have lightning and thunder at the same time?
Coincidence.
Sean say coincidence. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to kind of understand that. So just history saying like, so if you looking at this, here are 3 bullish candles, and I'll tell you why, and then we'll kind of wrap it up on this right here. So this long bar right here, the first one that says long bar, it is a 100% bullish candle. The only bullish that gets this, the only way it gets more bullish than this is if it has 0 wicks on it. It's the only way it gets more bullish than that. 0 wicks means the buyers dominated this. Right? Now, this candle that says long bar says that buyers got it, sellers got it. There was a fight, but the buyers won. If it had 0 wicks, that means the sellers just stepped aside because they had no fight in the game. Right? So this next one is one you'll see a lot. It's called a hammer. And it's big. And so what you see at the bottom of it is considered a bullish wick. Now, why does that make sense? Think about it from this perspective. Yes, it is green. But think about it like a sleeve. You ever had a sleeve and then you pull the sleeve up? You ever had on a long sleeve shirt and then you pull the sleeve up, but your arm's still out, but the shirt now buckled up way up there? Think about the hammer like that with that wick. So think about this candle. Actually, at some point, the sellers got it all the way down to the bottom of that wick. The reason why it's a bullish wick is because the buyers rejected it and pulled the sleeves all the way back up, making that hammer head. Does that make sense? All right, so that wick tells us that buyers got that price all the way down there. But the reason why it's green is because at the bottom of that candle, at the bottom of this candle is where it opened up at. That's what you got to understand, first of all, about a green candle. This is where it opened at. And so at some point, the sellers pushed it all the way down here. But the buyers rejected it and they rolled the sleeves up. And so because they rolled the sleeves back up, they pushed it all the way back up to the open and then pushed it back up higher. So remember, on a green candle, it opens here and it closes here. Now, if this was a red candle, that means it opened here and it closed here. So because it's green, that's why this is considered a bullish wick, because it opened here, somewhere was going on, and the seller said, we pushing it all the way down. The buyers rolled the sleeves back up, meaning the buyers came in and rejected all that, taking the meat off the bone, leaving just the bone, and then they pushed it back up. So you have this hammer head with that stem. So this is a bullish wick, which makes this a bullish candle. Now, if you see this you will normally see this at some part of a trend. If you see this, you kind of know that you have strong buyers coming. This type of wick this hammer indicates you have strong buyers coming in because they rejected something, pushed it all the way back up, and so you want the next candle to show you that you have strong buyer presence. If the next candle has strong buyer presence, you know buyers have now entered the building. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Let's see what they're saying in the chat on that so we can help them out.
It look like they...
All right. So this next one is a Dragonfly Doji. Now, the dope part about this one is, what separates this one is the wick here tells you a lot going on. And so one of the things I've really been tapping into is like wicks tell you so much. Right, so this is really getting into the price action part of the game. So that's one of the things I've really been on. Because once you understand, like, okay, a green candle means it opens here, it came here, so they push it up, all right, cool. Red candle open here, they push it down, that's cool. You understand that, you like, all right, bet. So then you start paying attention to the wicks, because now the wicks start telling you more of the information, right? The wicks start to tell you more of what's going on in this situation. So first of all, let's just talk about what a doji candle is. A doji candle is a candle where the buyers nor the sellers really win. It kind of open and close in the same range. The buyers probably took it somewhere, the sellers kind of took it somewhere, but it's still in that same range. Okay, Trap, why is this one considered more of a bullish candle? I will tell you why. On this candle, what you see is similar to this. You saw it open here, you know it closes here, but you saw the sellers push it down, right? Watch this though. Then you saw the buyers at some point push it up and the sellers pushed it down. But there's still more buyer momentum than they are seller momentum. And it's still opened high, it's still closed higher than it opened. Does that make sense? Right, let's run through it again. So remember we talked about here, the sellers pushed it up. The buyers pushed it back up when the sellers pushed it down. But the difference is you don't see no wick here. So that lets us know the buyers dominated all of this. Once they got it back up, they did not let go, right? They did not let it go. On this one, we have a different story. The doji lets us know, hey, this is normally a neutral candle, meaning it can be red or green, but it can be neutral. What tells us the real story here is the wicks. Well, why does that really tell us the story, Trap? Because it opened here, and we know now because of the size of the body that it closed higher than it opened. But you had a serious battle that went on right here. And the battle was the sellers pushed it all the way down. The buyers at some point, and this could have happened at different points, depending on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have went here, then here. Like, this happened at different points. But the overall candle tells you that the sellers pushed it down, and then the buyers rejected this, but the buyers try to push it up, but the sellers rejected it, but the buyers still dominated because you have a full size, a nice size body, and this long wick lets you know that the buyers were really dominant. The sellers came in, but their sellers rejected what the buyers were trying to do. If they weren't, you'd have saw this candle take up all of this, right? So this lets you know at the top of this wick, lets you know that the sellers really rejected it, but the buyers still dominated that fight. So if you're looking at that, those are 3 candles that you can look at on a journey. And what I want my new people to do is, and it's not me trying to be dominant, it's not me trying to say, yeah, man, I'm the wizard now. It's me saying, hey, y'all, like, just start going, see these. Hey, if I see this candle, hey, I know what happened right here. I see this, hey, I know what happened right here. Hey, I see what happened right here. You know what? Man, I know what happened right here. I know what happened right here. And what happens is, if you can start telling yourself the story of what's happening, now the charts will make more sense to you. You don't even got to be a trader. You just won't understand the storyline. If you can start understanding the story, the next thing you start doing is start adding a little support, adding a little resistance. Now you strategically and day by day putting yourself in a better position to understand what's going on. So you just go on any chart. You can use TradingView for free. Go to charts, super charts, that's what it's called, super charts, press it, boom, and just start typing in stuff and just go look at the chart. Hey, just type in SPY, then go type in Apple, and just say, buyers won this one, sellers won this one, buyers won this one, sellers won this one. This is why the sellers won, this is why the buyers won. This is why the sellers won, this is why the buyers won. Oh, this got a long wick on it. Oh, that got a short wick on it. Oh, the sellers pushed it up. Oh, the buyers pushed it down. If you start just understanding those little simple things about looking at a chart, you'll get better and better and better and better and better. So that's all we got for tonight, man. Hey, man, listen, another amazing episode, man. I hope that you all learned a lot tonight. Episode 144, man. Remember, man, emotional reactions in the market. Man, listen, man. You know, we love y'all, man. And what I want to do each and every week is just help us get better, man. Win, lose, or draw, man, we gonna always be transparent. We want you to know that you can change your life in this game. I would love it if you all just started sharing the show out with people, telling people about what we doing, telling people how we helping y'all, telling people how you get to learn more of the game from us over here, man. Tomorrow, check out our 3rd episode of Journey to Freedom, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Wall Street Looks Like Us Now Network. Make sure you get your merch, man. We got some good merch. It's summertime. We got t-shirts. We got hoodies. Let's get that. Make sure you subscribe on all podcast and audio platforms, man. Hey, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Man, y'all have a good night, man. Salute.